Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ziprecruiter.com/free.
Keeping it right here. We're 92.5 Fox News. And we've been right all along.
Multiple sclerosis destroys connection. So it's only fitting that connection would be its greatest enemy. Give what you know at msconnection.org. MS kills connection. Connection kills MS.
In the morning and at night, we're the station that gets it right. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
Want war. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what its foreign minister just said. But Sergei Lavrov added they don't want their interests rudely trampled and ignored. This after President Biden, in a call with Ukraine's president, said a Russian invasion is a distinct possibility. Fox's Simon Owen is live in Kiev.
Dave, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says he's grateful for American support after what he says was a long phone call with President Biden. But while the U.S. is warning Russia could attack Ukraine next month, leaders here in Kiev are urging people to remain calm, and the city does not feel at all tense. Nightlife is busy, and there are no signs of panic buying in stores. But to the north, east, and south of here, tens of thousands of Russian troops are massed just across the border. Dave?
Simon, President Biden's already looking at resumes to decide who should replace retiring Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer.
And that person will be the first black woman ever nominated to the United States Supreme Court. It's long overdue in my view.
There's a funeral this morning in New York.
As our city mourns the loss of 2 officers.
Mayor Eric Adams at a wake last night.
The lines were long all day leading into New York City's St. Patrick Cathedral for the wake of fallen NYPD officer Jason Rivera. 1,800 mourners an hour passing his casket. Rivera's widow, Dominique, in attendance. The two had just married in October.
Fox's Laura Ingle. The funeral for Wilbert Moore will be next week. Both were shot a week ago, responding to a domestic dispute. A third cop shot and killed the gunman. In Milwaukee, a police officer is expected to survive after this happened at a traffic stop.
The individual appeared to flee and brandished a firearm. The officer and suspect exchanged gunfire.
Police Chief Jeffrey Norman says the suspect then stole the cop car, crashed it, and was arrested. America's listening to Fox News.
From early morning to late at night, the station that gets it right is 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News. Traffic.
A pretty quiet Friday morning commute up and down I-75 and US 41. No crashes to report throughout Lee, Collier, and Charlotte counties. We did have construction to start off the morning along Colonial, but it looks like all of that has gotten out of the way right near the interchange to I-75 in the Forum shops. Quiet on the bridges as well this morning. If you're heading through Cape Coral toward Fort Myers, Midpoint, Cape Coral Bridge, both running up to speed. Caloosahatchee and Edison bridges in and out of downtown Fort Myers looking nice and clear as well. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Will be mainly dry for your Friday under a mix of sun and clouds. Look for a few showers arriving after sunset and into the overnight time frame as a strong front begins to push through the area. Temperatures today back into middle 70s, but we have a big time cool down for this upcoming weekend. Saturday we'll be feeling the chill, waking up to near 50 degrees, but will only be topping off in the upper 50s by the afternoon. That'll be coupled with a blustery wind out of the north and west. By Sunday morning, under a clear sky, we really cool things down. In fact, we're looking at the coldest morning we've seen in about 4 years, with temperatures plummeting into low and middle 30s. Frosty conditions expected for your Sunday morning. Lots of sunshine, though, for your Sunday afternoon, with the high near 61 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
There's a reason they call tasteless, stale food leftovers. Feed your brain the right way. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596 BACK.
People who suffer with back or neck problems, whether that's pain, numbness, or weakness, deal with something that can be frustrating. Pain wears us down. It can affect our relationships with family and friends. It's not fun to be around someone who's always complaining about their backs. Don't resign yourself to having to live with pain. In my office, Johnston Spinal Care, I successfully treat the worst of the worst, those who get injections, nerve-burning procedures, or even surgery. And now they're back, golfing and living life. If there's a treatment that is extremely effective for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, or neuropathy, wouldn't you want to see if it can help you? Non-surgical spinal decompression is now in Southwest Florida. Safe and painless, more than just a temporary fix. Long-lasting relief that can finally heal the condition, regardless of age. Take the time right now to call my Medicare-friendly office for a no-charge telephone consultation about spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Go on a real vacation in an RV from the 36th Annual Fort Myers RV Show. This weekend, Lee Civic Center. It's the largest RV dealer show in South Florida. Gas and diesel motorhomes, van campers, travel trailers, fifth wheels, park models. Financing available. Over 50 vendors with hard-to-find camping supplies, RV services, and RV resort information. Free travel and maintenance seminars. Go on a real vacation and discover new adventures this weekend at the 36th Annual Fort Myers RV Show, Lee Civic Center. Don't miss out.
Hey, Sean Hannity here for DeVoe Cadillac. Now, you all know Cadillac is synonymous with quality. In fact, it has been the icon of American-made luxury vehicles for over 100 years. Now, DeVoe Cadillac has been in business for over 50 of those years. Now, they serve Southwest Florida as a family-owned and operated business. They've done it the whole time. The DeVoe family has embraced the same commitment to quality that Cadillac represents. Listen, I could drive whatever I like. And guess what? I choose Cadillac again and again and again because I love my Escalade. I really enjoy the comfort. I enjoy the safety, the style. And that's why, let's see, I've already purchased over 10 Cadillacs in my life. And my go-to dealer in Southwest Florida is DeVoe Cadillac. Now, I know they're going to take great care of you and your new Cadillac with expert service from the people who know it best. Get to know our friends at DeVoe Cadillac, your Cadillac dealer right here in Naples.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Is that what? Okay. Is it really? It's a girl or is it a guy? We don't know.
It's one
I know we're on the air. This is just it's a weird. We were just talking before we went on the air, and you.
It's like you converted to. They were born a boy.
Is that really so? I didn't know that. That story about the anti-work. Okay, it has.
Doreen is a born girl, a boy, to transition to a girl.
So the Jesse Waters, we're going to play audio. Hey, good morning. First of all, good morning, everybody. It's Drew Steele, and there's Jake the Millennial. And it's Friday. As you can tell, it's an interesting day starting out this morning. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching and subscribing to the podcast and our channel on Rumble. We're talking, among other things here this morning. So all week, we've been teasing the fact back and forth, the two of us having a conversation, not to you, but I've been talking about this, and we've been teasing the idea of when we're going to talk about a Wall Street Journal opinion piece that I read that has to do with the stigmatization, is that right, of work, as opposed to the stigmatizing laziness or the this idea that people don't want to work, idleness. Really, it's not a laziness; it's more idleness. Like we're we're promoting and we're saying good things about people that are just sitting idle. You'd be surprised the number of people in this country that are sitting on the sidelines right now in their prime. A book written by, I guess, an economist. I want to find out. I got to remember this gentleman's name. Nicholas Eberstadt is a political economist, at the American Enterprise Institute. And he's talking about long-term resignations because everybody's talking about the Great Resignation. And it's about doing what makes your heart sing, right? Who was that? I got to find that audio. There was somebody on one of the alphabet networks that was like, people just want they want their heart to sing when they go to work. They just want it to be like butterflies and puppies and bunnies running around and flowers growing instantly and all that. Look at Jake. Jake is just like, I like duckies and bunnies and puppies. What's the matter with me? And so this idea of this resignation that's happening in the country just for that reason. And this political economist is saying that the long-term resignations are not going to turn out very well because this has been happening for a very long time. This didn't just happen during the pandemic. The pandemic sped it up. But when you hear these numbers, you're going to be shocked. The male labor force participation and the kind of drops we're talking about. Can you say post-war depression or recession eras? I mean, it's bad. And all the pandemic did to speed it up. And then you have this, who now I come to find out before the beginning of the program, is this Doreen, and there's a Reddit, there's a website. All right, in case people don't know about Reddit, a lot of people don't know what Reddit is. How would you explain Reddit? If somebody just landed on the planet and says, take me to your leader. Oh, I heard who your leader is. Never mind. I need to know about Reddit. It's like a conversation. It's like a blog. It's like an extended blog.
It's the front page of the internet.
Yeah. So think of Reddit as, I guess this is a good way to put it. Think of Reddit as people have thoughts and ideas, and then they make groups, and then people join into those groups of ideas and thoughts, and it could be anything. It could be food. It could be employment. It could be the economy. It could be aliens. It could be anything. And you make these groups that people.
Yeah, it's like an echo chamber, but they're all categorized.
Yeah. So and it's at its most basic, simple form. There's nothing fancy about it, okay? So if you're thinking about Reddit. So Jesse Waters had, who I guess born a man, but now wants to be referred to as Doreen. I didn't catch that part of the interview. Who was talking about this anti-work movement that's happening. Would you say? I mean, 1.6 million people are attached to this Reddit account.
Well, update on it. Doreen.
Yeah.
Whatever, deleted the entire subreddit. It's gone.
Completely.
It's completely gone. All its content's gone.
Probably after the interview. Now, a couple of things. 7 o'clock, we're going to hit this hard. Number one, because wait till you hear what Doreen said about work, about their position on work, and what is the amount of time you should be working, and wait till you hear what Doreen does for a living. It's an interesting... And the fact that if you were watching the show, it is clear Doreen lives in...
a sewer.
Or the basement. Not a sewer. It's clear that Doreen's in a basement. I mean, am I right? Stop laughing. It's true, right?
It's the very stereotypical what you would think.
Yeah, it's okay. But it's
very greasy.
But here's the thing. Why do you care? It's important because we're talking about a 30-year-old. We're talking about Gen Zs and millennials who are gravitating to this way of thinking, and this isn't new. It's not only is it not new, but the problem is that the pandemic has sped up the view of this as being satisfactory. It's like this is okay. Like to be idle or lazy, idleness, like sitting around is okay because you're just not happy. And you really don't mind working, but you really don't want to work. And as long as somebody is paying you, somebody's paying Doreen to sit in a basement. When you find out what Doreen does for a living, if Doreen doesn't live in a basement and lives in either somebody else's basement that's being rented or lives in an apartment that suspiciously looks like a basement, somebody's helping this person out.
Have to be.
Yeah, wait till you hear what they do. But again, according to this Wall Street Journal opinion piece and this book that was written by Nicholas Eberstadt, who's that political economist, this has been happening for a long time, everybody, and we just haven't heard enough about it. So we got to keep an eye on that. All right. One of the other things I wanted to keep an eye on is, number two, here locally in Southwest Florida. The buzz is on, everybody. At, 24 hours from now? 24 hours from now? Yes. No. Yes. No. 48 hours from now. 48 hours from now. We're going to have quite the freeze here in Southwest Florida. I mean, the talk of the temperatures of 4 hours in length of 32 degrees and possibly lower in some inland spots in Collier and Glades and Hendry counties. And what's that going to do to our citrus and produce and the kind of things that you need to do personally, right? I mean, have you thought about, bringing the plants in and what else would you do if you had in Florida, if you had 4 hours? And look, if you're here visiting and you're listening to the sound of my voice and you're like, 4 hours of 32 degrees, you're all panicking. Well, it's a little different around here. What else would you do? I guess you would, if you have sensitive plants, maybe you're a horticulturist or maybe you're just somebody who knows about freezing temperatures. 239-479-5592 if you want to contribute to this. But, right, don't you cover sensitive plants? You bring in your potted plants indoors or, right? You want to, I guess you would do that.
Lock the doors. Don't leave the house.
No, don't get carried away.
Block the windows.
No, don't do that. I mean, it's not like, I know what you're saying. I'm not, this is just being, just having common sense. That's all. It's going to be awfully cold.
No, you're not wrong.
And the 32-degree temperature that we're talking about is not overnight. We're not talking about, according to the forecast that I'm seeing, and I guess we can get an update on it. But according to the forecast that I'm seeing, these 32-degree temperatures are not like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5. They're like 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. You're going to wake up, and it's going to be freezing cold, like literally. And around here, iguanas fall from trees when that happens. I mean, you're going to have falling creatures. Man, you know what? This is probably a really good time. Saturday morning or Sunday morning? I'm going to find out. It's probably a really good time to go to my parents' house and get those pesky iguanas. They'll probably be laying around, right? Because they freeze.
I have a question about this iguana falling.
Yes, the tall, skinny kid in the back with the funny-looking hair and the real quality.
So what happens? Are they no longer alive, or do they like
the iguanas?
Yeah, or do they come back whenever?
No, they come back. They're they're frozen because they're cold-blooded. So they kind of like their body says, cold-blooded animals. When things like that happen, the body is, you need the heat, and so your body is like, don't move, don't use any energy, don't blink. And then you just kind of wait, and then the sun comes up, and then you're back to burrowing or pooping or whatever they do. I don't know. What do these iguanas do? That's about all they do.
Scare people?
Although there are some people that I got some emails from telling me about some delicious dishes with iguanas. And the problem with the making something edible out of an iguana is you got to clean them or do whatever you do with them. And I don't want to touch them. I don't even know how we started with this conversation. I apologize for that. But I'm just, we're keeping an eye on the weather. That's all, just to be aware of what's happening. Probably isn't going to be as bad as advertised or described, because typically, when it comes to a lot of things with forecasts, you just never know. But all right. Speaking of cold weather place, cold weather people, and moving on from that, but kind of staying in the cold area, what's happening in Canada is remarkable. And when you read on Twitter and other places about the many places across the globe that are pretty much like, we're done. We're done with COVID. We are done with mandates. We want to get our life back in order. How many other countries right now are out there doing that? You've got you got England, you got Denmark, you got Ireland, you've got Scotland. You have a lot of countries that are like, we're getting back to normal. That's it. I'm talking, when I say getting back to normal, I mean, we're done. We are moving on. And there has to be pressure on this administration to do the same in this country. And the reason why you say that is because you can't have England, let's just say, or Denmark, other countries. Now, granted, smaller GDPs, smaller debt. I understand size-wise, we're not talking about that, but how quickly they're going to bounce back. And if England bounces back, getting rid of mandates and places like Denmark that are like, we're going back to normal. That's it. We're done. Everything is back. If that's true, and that is what they're going to be doing, then how do you look at the country, the United States, and say everything that we're doing, if we're doing even more to take away from your liberties and freedoms we're thinking about? We're contemplating the possibility of passports. It's still out there. We know that if you're somebody who's into Bitcoin, we have news this morning about the fact that the administration is now saying, we're coming for your Bitcoin now. We're going to regulate Bitcoin. And by the way, how do you do that, Jake? How could you possibly regulate Bitcoin? So, because that's a human.
Good luck.
Right, exactly. You can't. People joke about how, when it comes to Bitcoin, that they don't want to get involved with it because if there's no 800 number, it's not for me. Like, if I don't know who to call, if I got a problem, then I'm kind of a little worried about it. And I get that view. There's something to that. Look at Jake. Jake's shaking his head.
Yeah, you can lose all your money.
Yep, there's something to that view. There's no doubt that Bitcoin, you can't, if somebody hacks or something happens, there's no place to go.
Just do something wrong.
Yeah, it's gone. And you can't call anybody. There's no 800 number. I get it. That is true. But that is also what calls attention to what Bitcoin really is and the system of Bitcoin, which is there is no centralized hub of 800 numbers, people getting ready to take your calls, being on hold, and hold please, we'll be right there. Like, there's nothing like that, okay? So it is decentralized. And because of that, you can't regulate it. It's impossible because there's nothing to go after. But yes, there is. If you're gonna regulate Bitcoin, what do you regulate, Jake? Do you regulate a business or do you regulate people? That's the key. You can't regulate Bitcoin, but I can regulate you. If I find out you personally are doing something, I'm going to make sure that you are penalized and this, and this. Oh, you can't do this. Oh, you have this. Well, you can't do that. Oh, you got Bitcoin. Well, now you're not going to be able to A, B, C, and D. See how that works? Can't regulate the business because technically it isn't. It's decentralized. There is no business of Bitcoin or the blockchain, but you could penalize people for having it. That's not the kind of regulation that many people are used to. But in Canada, they have been very vocal about what's going on there. And it's amazing what is happening. Millions of dollars up to this point. Almost, I'm looking at Freedom Convoy 2022. Almost $7 million on the GoFundMe page. Truckers protesting the Canadian government's coronavirus vaccine mandates are converging on Ottawa. As a fundraiser for the convoy is raised, like I said, almost $7 million. Many people have donated. Hundreds of truckers setting off from British Columbia as part of the Freedom Rally convoy to protest these mandates. And how big is this convoy? Well, if you heard Brett Baer last night on his program as he described it, it's let's just put it this way: they're not happy. They're pretty upset, And I'd say the numbers are pretty strong. Check this out.
Canadian truckers upset over the country's vaccine mandate on their industry are participating in a protest convoy that may actually smash the world record. Spokesman for the so-called Freedom Convoy 2022 says the line of trucks right now is about 44 miles long.
What?
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau calls participants a small fringe minority.
Yeah, and Trudeau is like, oh, it's just a fringe minority. Nobody's thinking, really? Are you sure about that? Because it seems like there's a 44-mile convoy of trucks. And why do you care? Again, why here in Southwest Florida? Why in Florida? Why in the United States? Why do you care about this freedom convoy? Truckers that are saying, no, we don't, these vaccine mandates are out of control. Do you understand what truckers do? Do you understand? There's a reason why in some European countries, truckers rule the day when it comes to what they do and do not want in unions in places like France. And it's because they can literally shut down a country if you're not moving goods. You think you blink the eye, just like I Dream of Jeannie, and it all of a sudden magically appears in your grocery store. I mean, I know. I'm telling Jake's friends that. I mean, I know you know this, but the point is that truckers are our lifeblood. We love truckers. And listen, you got to be not only looking after them and really supporting them, but when you hear the spokesman, Freedom Convoy spokesman, Benjamin Dichter, who was on Tucker's show last night, this is why you care about it here in the United States. Check this out.
Well, it's simple. I mean, we've seen Canada go from a country of Justin Trudeau's promises of sunny ways into dark authoritarian oppression and control.
Yes.
We want two things. We want to get rid of the vaccine mandates and the passports. And the passports that's a really concerning one. Yesterday, it was my first time ever crossing the border in my truck with my digital passport. And I held my phone up to the border agent to give him the QR code. You know what he said to me? Oh, it's okay, I don't need it. So what do you mean you don't need it? He said, oh, your phone already popped up on my screen and is correlated with your passport. Can you think of that?
What? It's already popped up. Popped up where? Popped up how? So the truck and the passport on his phone already popped up where? Wait a minute.
Can you believe that? So they know everybody who's coming up to the border before they're there, and they're tracking them. Now, maybe it's outlandish, but what's to prevent the government from introducing that across Canada and not limiting it to just borders? And you guys are getting it as well, and you can thank us for it, because apparently, according to our sources within the media and within government, we have some close ties. Apparently, the Trudeau government, the Biden administration had no interest in it, but the Trudeau government lobbied and requested the Biden administration to introduce this. We don't know why. We don't know the terms of the deal. Are they going to be trading intelligence back and forth between Canada and the U.S. tracking cell phones? Of course, we have no idea. But this is where we're going if this does not stop. That's why this is the line. This is where it ends.
Whoa. Again, just like where in certain states, and we're going to go to break, Jake, in just a second, and I know we're running long. Just like in other states where there are test cases on Second Amendment issues, on abortion issues, if you look at the state of California, in San Jose and what they're doing there, this poll tax on firearms and having to get insurance for your like who's giving out firearm insurance? Where are you going to get that? And if you don't have it, oh well, you can't have the gun. Just like these trial run test cases are happening in states, liberal states around the country. You see the kind of test cases and what's happening along our northern border and what's going on there. And yeah, there's a lot to this story that we continue to watch. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. It's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This Fox Business Report is presented by the Darda Real Estate Group at dardagroup.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Toyota says it's working with Japan's space agency on a lunar vehicle, which it hopes will help people live on the moon by 2040. A federal judge blocks a plan to lease millions of acres in the Gulf of Mexico for offshore oil drilling, citing the Interior Department's failure to take into account its impact on global warming. Food giant Mondelez, the maker of snacks like Oreo, says it will likely raise prices again as the global supply chain continues to push up costs. Apple was able to work around the supply chain's part shortage and report record sales and profit for the fourth quarter. And Wall Street closed lower despite the fourth quarter posting the strongest economic growth in decades. The Dow lost 7 points. The tech-heavy Nasdaq slid 189. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report. Invested in you.
Are you ready to list your home for sale? What if you could receive a guaranteed offer on your home with no showings, no open houses, and no stress? Contact the Darda Group at dardagroup.com to learn about their guaranteed offer. The Darda Group has 30 years of experience and consistently ranks in the top 3% of real estate agents in Lee County. Find out if your home qualifies for a guaranteed offer and how you may receive an offer in as little as 24 hours and close escrow in as little as 21 days. No home prep, no showings, no open houses. You control when your home is sold and when you move. Learn more about this elite real estate team and the guaranteed offer at dardagroup.com. Don't wait. Schedule an appointment at dardagroup.com. That's dardagroup.com, a Compass Realty broker.
Dr. Svetlana Kogan here, a board-certified internal medicine concierge physician on 5th Avenue South in Naples. Many of you wonder what holistic practice is. Well, good health is like a puzzle. It depends on how you perceive yourself, your environment, what you eat, your relationships, and lifestyle. It takes time and skill for the doctor to put these pieces of the puzzle together for you and come up with solutions customized to your specific needs. Holistic doctors believe that less medication is better and use preventive approach to keep you out of harm's way. This is also a concierge practice. Every patient gets my email and cell phone for emergencies and can be seen the same day if necessary. You are seen by me personally, and we take all the time that you need. You can visit my website, customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com to learn about how I, Dr. Svetlana Kogan, can help you feel healthy and balanced again.
Sales desk, Marty speaking.
Marty, it's all about you in 2022.
About me?
Well, not you per se, but car shoppers who want a great deal from Victory Lane Chevrolet.
They can get a deal here.
Okay, can they get 1.9% for 72 months on new and used?
No, they can't.
So you can't deal like Victory Lane?
I guess not.
Can you deal an additional $1,000 off new Chevys with a trade-in?
No.
Sounds like you can't deal with anything, Marty.
You know what I can't deal with? Your voice.
Marty can't deal. Start the new year in a new ride from Victory Lane Chevrolet. Get 1.9 APR for 72 months on all new and used vehicles in stock. Plus an additional $1,000 off any new Chevy in stock when you trade in your vehicle. Plus our goal of 100% credit approval. Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. All offers on in-stock vehicles with approved credit. Offers cannot combine. See dealer for details at 131.22.
Eating dinner in your underwear?
Honey, put some clothes on.
Taking cold showers every hour? Or pitching a tent in front of your refrigerator to stay cool. These are things you can do to beat the heat in your home. Or get a $49 preseason tune-up with no breakdown guarantee.
I love Cool Today.
Call it today, cool today. Visit cooltoday.com.
In Florida, we know a thing or two about championships.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay!
And here in Southwest Florida, we have our own championship team, My Shower Door. My Shower Door has made the Inc. 5000 fastest growing businesses in the United States for the 6th time. And because of that growth, My Shower Door needs more teammates. My Shower Door is a family business making frameless shower doors right here in Southwest Florida with a staff of 130 plus. So if you're ready to join the championship team, check out the jobs careers link at myshowerdoor.com.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and get ready because it's time once again. Next Friday, Oaks Farm Seed to Table. We do our first Friday live broadcast, and we love being out there and love seeing you there for the show, 6 to 9 a.m. They open up an hour earlier so that you can come in and enjoy some great breakfast and so much more. Maybe do some shopping while you're there as well. And you know how awesome Seed to Table is and what a great place it is to shop. We hope to see you there. Oaks Farm Seed to Table, our first Friday broadcast, 6 to 9 a.m. at the corner of Immokalee and Livingston Road in Naples. Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
Wink News, traffic.
Heading out right now through 41, we have northbound roadblock and delays building because of a pretty bad crash going on right near the intersection of 6 Mile Cypress Parkway, which is right off of Gladiolus Drive. Heading through South Fort Myers, there's roadblock in 2 or 3 of the northbound lanes. Crews are kind of working in a fluid situation to deal with the crash itself at the intersection, blocking part of the intersection, but there's several emergency vehicles trying to pull over and not block off too many of those northbound lanes. But again, delays are really starting to build heading northbound towards 6 Mile Cypress. In Bonita Springs, a crash causing delays in both directions between Old 41 and Pine Avenue. The crash itself is along West Terry Street at North Riverside Drive, not too far from the Everglades Wonder Garden. So avoid that area for the time being. Maybe take Bonita Beach Road instead of Old 41. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Will be mainly dry for your Friday and a mix of sun and clouds. Look for a few showers arriving after sunset and into the overnight time frame as a strong front begins to push through the area. Temperatures today back into middle 70s, but we have a big time cool down for this upcoming weekend. Saturday we'll be feeling the chill, waking up to near 50 degrees, but will only be topping off in the upper 50s by the afternoon. They'll be coupled with a blustery wind out of the north and west. By Sunday morning under a clear sky, we really cool things down. In fact, we're looking at the coldest morning we've seen in about 4 years, with temperatures plummeting into low and middle 30s. Frosty conditions expected for your Sunday morning. Lots of sunshine, though, for your Sunday afternoon with the high near 61 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Forget the senseless talk. You need news and information, and you need it now.
Wink News now. Wink News now.
The most comprehensive, most trusted, and coming to you first.
Breaking right now at 3.
We know you'll agree. The place to be at 3 is Wink TV.
When it comes to business news, Gulf Shore Business covers Gulf Shore businesses like nobody's business. Daily coverage of local breaking business news you can't get anywhere else. Subscribe today for the free daily Gulf Shore Business newsletter. Text GB to 239-498-8500.
There's too many. Way too many. Way too many vehicles. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Cape Coral have a problem with too many used cars on the lot. In fact, it's more used and certified pre-owned vehicles than we've ever had. Ever. Our problem is your solution, as Sutherland Nissan is heavily lowering prices on our massive inventory. That means lower payments, too. Shop pre-owned Hondas, Nissans, Toyotas, Chevys, Fords, trucks, SUVs, vans, even hard-to-find models. We've got them all and then some. As Florida's #1 certified pre-owned dealer, it's never been easier to buy the car you wanted, your budget. All access inventory, sales discounts, and offers end January 31st. Hurry to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Cape Coral inventory combined. See dealer for details.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. I've been told once that I'm the most credentialed mold investigator in South Florida, which kind of makes me a nerd in this business. When your air conditioning guy is talking to you about mold, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just trying to sell you a solution that probably won't work. When you hear about ultraviolet lights and the duct cleaning, you're listening to somebody who has no idea how to solve a mold problem. If you want real answers and real solutions, give me a call at 239-482-1542 because I'm actually an expert and have the training and credentials to back it up. I won't sell snake oil solutions, and I'll tell you the truth. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in this business since 1949. Locally owned and operated.
Lusk, Drasites, and Telesano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Drasites, and Telesano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit ldtlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Drasites, and Telesano. ldtlaw.com.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along. This is Daybreak with Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
In business news, Bud Light just announced that they're releasing Bud Light Next, a zero-carb beer that they spent nearly 10 years trying to make. 10 years. Wow, somehow it took a few months for the Pfizer vaccine, but 10 years for Bud Light Next.
There's some truth there. Okay, so 10 years to create a beer that has no carbs. I don't know. My first reaction. What's your first reaction to that?
It's not beer.
Okay,
beer is carbs.
Yeah, that would be my first reaction. Is are we allowed to enjoy life at all?
No.
Is there anything to like just moderation? Like just, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there are some people that are concerned about carbs and beer. Okay, just there you go. 239-479-5592. I got nothing. I just yeah. All right, coming up, we're going to get into the conversation about the anti-work guy that was on Jesse Waters. If you missed it from yesterday, we'll have that coming up at 7 o'clock. Plus, why is Black Lives Matter's millions unaccounted for? No, I'm not kidding. Remember how the country just went into this kind of social tailspin in 2020, and we had Black Lives Matter that pretty much was in 2020 doing all kinds of things on the streets. Violence in some ways, things that are Marxist, well, because that's what they are. They're a Marxist organization. And now all of a sudden, the monies that went into Black Lives Matter and how many companies are donating to Black Lives Matter, we got to do it. I mean, we have to be part of it. And even the NFL and all the things that are on the field and the things that are on the helmets and all of this. Hey, where are they? Where'd they go? You're concerned about this? I think maybe you should be. Let's see. Marty's in Naples. Hey, Marty.
Hey, good morning. This is probably one of my happier days because I'm an American and I have a summer home in Canada. And for 2 years, we were not able to get there until last September 1st. We were finally able to go over there for 2 weeks. And in order to get across the border, we had to have 2 shots. Back then it was 2 shots, not 3. We had to have the nose swabs, which was $200 a piece. We had to go on the internet, fill out a lot of forms. We had to be at the border at 10 o'clock and be interviewed. When we went through the tunnel between Detroit and Windsor, there were 2 cars in the tunnel, one other American and us, because Canadians are not allowed to drive across into the United States at that time. Now they can go across if they get nose swabs before they go back, which is another $200 a piece.
What?
So when I was over there for 2 weeks with my Canadian friends, I had a dinner party with 6 people, and my friend said, "You're only allowed to have 5 people, according to the government." And I said, "You know what? I'm American. I've lived in Florida. I have an open society down there, and I just can't live with your laws." And I said, "If somebody from your government shows up at the door, I will sit outside," because I said, you people have to start speaking up. Why don't you speak up? And they said, "You start speaking up, Marty, you're going to get fined. Don't be careful what you say when you're in our country." And I said, "I will." But then when I got back to Michigan and then back down to Florida, their Ontario Health Agency called for a week straight, trying to track me and asking me if I was quarantined for, they said, a minimum of 14 days. I just hung up on them. I go, "You know what? I'm in my own country with my own people. I'm not living over there right now with their laws and rules. And now we're just waiting to see what's going to happen with the border. So if we can go back this summer to my summer home, it's just sad. They're beautiful people over there, but
it's hard.
Government.
Marty, it is hard to believe, is it not? It's surreal what has happened right now. And again, you know, the one thing that I keep bringing up, and people keep commenting to me about as well, is whether it is the micro of the neighborhood and masking and mask mandates in schools and the like, or whether it's the macro of border crossings and the mandates in the country and people that are tracking your every move. The fact of the matter is that you've got disparity between different countries, where you have some countries that are like, listen, we're not locking down, we're not mandating, we're not doing anything, and their societies are doing fine. And then you have others that are saying, no, it's got to be quite the opposite, which really calls attention to what is going on. What exactly is the vid right now? Where are we in society, in this world? I think that's something that finally, I think many countries are recognizing, but unfortunately, the Canadian people are now having to have 44-mile-long trucker convoys protesting, making their way from British Columbia to Ottawa, and people standing on the side of the roadways. They're on the overpasses to show support for the truckers.
Well, yeah, it's been 2 years. They're locked down, and my friends would not eat inside any place, basically. Restaurants were closed, so I had to meet my friends in parks in order to have lunch. And then for dinner, we would eat at a golf course because they had a patio outside where people were allowed to sit outside and eat. But this is in the summer when the weather was good. But I'm just saying, psychologically, a lot of them were affected. I said, what do you do all the time? They said, we sit upstairs and watch Netflix all day. Well, these people are retired. You know, they're my age group and stuff. But I said, it's just sad. I said, you know, there's a big difference between capitalism and socialism. And I said, because I'm living between the two countries, it's very obvious. And I wish more people could have some of the life experience that I've had, and nobody would vote for anybody that has anything to do with socialism. It's disgusting.
Yeah, well, Marty, before we go, let me just leave you with this one little tidbit that I think you'll feel better about, because if you've got friends in Canada and you have friends here as well, and people are a little stressed out and they're not sure what to do, Jen Psaki has the answer, okay?
Feel those emotions, go to a kickboxing class, have a margarita.
So go to some boxing classes. Go have a margarita, okay? All right, thanks for the call, Marty. I appreciate you. 239-479-5592. That's all you got to do. Just do some kickboxing and have a margarita. Calm down, okay? Hey, here's a question that many people are asking when talking about calming down in the White House and this president, the administration. What's going on with this call with Zelensky, the president of the United States, and the head of Ukraine? And he called Zelensky and said that he needs to brace for an invasion, and this call apparently didn't go very well. I wonder how come. So the talk right now is that it didn't go well. They had disagreements, and Biden apparently told Zelensky that Kyiv could be sacked and occupied. CNN reported on this. I think wasn't it even Jake Tapper who was talking about... Oh, that's right. It doesn't exist anymore. It was out there on the Twitterverse, and CNN decided to take it down. Really? Why did they do that? That seems kind of odd that CNN would take down this tweet about what is going on there with the phone call. And I thought I had it. Do I have it? No, we don't have it. No, I thought we had it, but. That is something that I think in the past people would like to hear more about. For example, if the Biden-Zelensky phone call didn't go very well, Biden told Zelensky that he would not be getting significantly more military help, that there would be no U.S. troops sent to Ukraine to defend it, no sophisticated weapons, no progress on NATO, no further sanctions on Russia unless they invade, and you've got a Pentagon who apparently is telling everybody, listen, when it comes to Russia and everything that is happening there, we've known for a long time what's been going on along the border and the issues with Russia and Ukraine. And
so there's no 11th hour here at all. We've been watching this build up over time. That is why we got the $60 million there. We are actually looking at ways we can accelerate some of the shipments that are to come as part of this $200 million package.
He's talking about a package sending to, lethal weapons that are being sent to Ukraine.
Because we see the continued buildup by Russian forces in the western part of their country and in Belarus. But I take issue with the idea that this is sort of 11th hour Hail Mary pass throwing stuff.
Okay, but what did you just say at the very beginning of this conversation?
So there's no 11th hour here at all. We've been watching this build up over time. That is why
Wait, you've been watching this build up over time. So you've known about this for a really, really long time. And even the reporter is pushing back. I want to say it's, I'm not sure who it was, so I won't even say. But listen. Here, go ahead.
You can take issue with the 11th hour when there are senior leaders here and the president have called a Russian invasion imminent.
The fact that it is possible that it's imminent doesn't mean that we just woke up to the fact that they had been building forces.
Again, just waking up to the fact. We've known this for months. Doesn't this spell out how feckless this administration is? How, some might say, dangerous? Because if you've known for months, then why was this White House, this administration, Joe Biden, willing to give the Russians so much, including Nord Stream 2? Yeah, we're going to, any kind of sanctions against Nord Stream, we're going to pull all that out. No problem. As a matter of fact, we'll shut down Keystone. And as a matter of fact, we'll even import some of oil that we need from Russia. What? Yeah. And many people are saying, I got an idea. Let's do what Joe Biden in 2020 said we should do when the phone call came up with Zelensky about the very fine phone call that the Democrats wanted to have the president release the transcripts.
I'm calling the president to release the transcript of the call, let everybody hear what it is, let the House see it, and see what he did. That's what I'm calling.
Yeah, let's do that. Maybe we need to have a look at the call. So what is it? Because Ukraine and Zelensky's like, I don't think we don't feel like anything's imminent. I think everything is. I mean, it's not okay, but we've got an eye on it. But what you're saying, I'm not sure we're seeing. And CNN reported that Zelensky was going to tell Biden to tone down his language about the threat and that Ukraine believes it's a possibility, but not a certainty. It'd be nice to hear the call and see the transcripts to find out exactly what was said. Maybe we will. All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. Thanks for watching and subscribing to the podcast. All right, coming up in just a little bit, you got to hear the segment Jesse Waters with the anti-work activist that was on just the other day. It's remarkable what was said, but it's important that we hear that, especially if you've got kids, grandkids. It's kind of a big deal. So we'll have that coming up. Also, Black Lives Matter's millions unaccounted for. Where's all the money? And where's the leadership? What? All right, we'll get to that coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Heading out right now through 41, we have northbound roadblock and delays building because of a pretty bad crash going on right near the intersection of 6 Mile Cypress Parkway, which is right off of Gladiolus Drive, heading through South Fort Myers. There's roadblock in 2 or 3 of the northbound lanes. Crews are kind of working in a fluid situation to deal with the crash itself at the intersection, blocking part of the intersection, but there's several emergency vehicles trying to pull over and not block off too many of those northbound lanes. But again, delays are really starting to build heading northbound towards 6 Mile Cypress. In Bonita Springs, a crash causing delays in both directions between Old 41 and Pine Avenue. The crash itself is along West Terry Street at North Riverside Drive, not too far from the Everglades Wonder Garden. So avoid that area for the time being. Maybe take Bonita Beach Road instead of Old 41. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
A cloudier start to the day, but we'll see more sunshine as we head into the later morning and early afternoon time frame with some high-level clouds building late in the day. Look for a few showers arriving after sunset tonight. Temperatures top up near 75 degrees today. A strong front on the way, pushing through tonight. We wake up to 50 degrees for your Saturday. Windy and chilly for tomorrow at the high of only 59 degrees under increasing sunshine. I'm Week News with authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Rock Solid wants you in 22 to be our customer. Happy New Year! At Rock Solid Countertops and More, $9.99 gets it done. For a limited time only, get a full set of kitchen countertops from $9.99. Install. Rock Solid guarantees to beat any competitor's prices, including installation. So come see Hugo and his team in Naples and Port Charlotte at 4135 Tamiami Trail. Visit rocksolidnaples.com. Rock Solid, where $9.99 gets it done.
Hey, this is Papa, reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list. And in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection. License number CCC 1326213.
Hey, Sean Hannity here for DeVoe Cadillac. Now, you all know Cadillac is synonymous with quality. In fact, it has been the icon of American-made luxury vehicles for over 100 years. Now, DeVoe Cadillac has been in business for over 50 of those years. Now, they serve Southwest Florida as a family-owned and operated business. They've done it the whole time. The DeVoe family has embraced the same commitment to quality that Cadillac represents. Listen, I could drive whatever I like, and guess what? I choose Cadillac again and again and again because I love my Escalade. I really enjoy the comfort, I enjoy the safety, the style, and that's why, let's see, I've already purchased over 10 Cadillacs in my life, and my go-to dealer in Southwest Florida is DeVoe Cadillac. Now, I know they're going to take great care of you and your new Cadillac with expert service from the people who know it best. Get to know our friends at DeVoe Cadillac, your Cadillac dealer right here in Naples.
No more clutter. That's when you make things happen, so resolutions can become reality. Give your family a gift for the future. A beautiful new space, reimagined by our designers and you. Your home rejuvenation from Closet Factory comes with less stress and better rest included. Our business is designed around you. Whether in person or virtual, creating a perfect space for you is our goal. That's how we build it at Closet Factory.
We believe in better. A better way to invest, a better way to serve you, and a better result. We can help you determine how much risk you're taking, red flags that could be potential problems for you, how much you're paying in fees or commissions, potential tax liability, or even how to address Social Security.
Tune in to WealthWorks Radio with Eric Carney every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Imagine courtside at an Orlando Magic game, a chance to play in an exclusive golf pro-am, a private tasting with a celebrity chef, or backstage passes to meet a country superstar, all while supporting the mission of NCEF, helping disadvantaged and at-risk children in Collier County. Don't imagine. Go to nwwfonlineauction.com and bid on these and other once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. That's nwwfonlineauction.com, a partnership of Naples Winter Wine Festival, NCEF, and Gulf Shore Life.
Liberals suck. That's why we have Clay and Buck. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. Today, noon to 3 on 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
Wait, no, I didn't know this. Hold on a second. I had no idea, Jake. Help me out with this. Did you know that SpaceX had a raffle? They were giving away a seat. They were raffling off a seat. SpaceX was. How did we not know this?
I didn't, but I do know that there's debris of theirs that's going to be hitting the moon.
Okay, I'll get to that in just a second. Let me finish this story. A lifelong aeronautics enthusiast's elation turned to disappointment when he was forced to abandon his chance to take a 3-day SpaceX flight. He's a commercial pilot from Florida. He was the real winner of a spot on September's all-civilian Inspiration 4 mission, but he can't go on the flight because...
Can I go?
Well, I guess maybe you can try to go in his place. He's too heavy. He weighs too much due
What's
to his
the
weight.
limit?
Yeah, so due to his weight, so he can't go on the SpaceX flight because he's too big. And so my first reaction is Brian Stelter at CNN. I guess he's out, right?
Thank you for the feedback. I appreciate it.
No problem. All right, that's the first thing. And then the second thing is, now we know why William Shatner didn't fly on the SpaceX flight while it was on the other one, the balloon one. That's why. Now it makes total sense. Because the weight, by the way, the weight limit's 250. The guy's 80 pounds over the 250 mark. Maybe just bring him up by himself. No? Just trying to help.
92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career, including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East, would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanerbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanerbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you and your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanerbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanerbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
The new year means new opportunity to save money on your insurance.
Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. Now is the perfect time to take a look at your plans for the year ahead. If you're considering a move, getting a new car, have new drivers hitting the road, or just want to reevaluate your coverage and costs, give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. At Chapman Insurance Group, we can save you money for the same or better coverage.
Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda.
Located in the River Shores district of Fort Myers, Hampton Lakes is the perfect place at the perfect price. With a lagoon-style pool, tennis courts, huge clubhouse, fitness center, and all the resort-style amenities of River Hall Country Club right in your backyard, Hampton Lakes is the perfect place. Brand new 2, 3, 4, and 5-bedroom homes by Lennar and Pulte with lake and preserve views start from the 200s. Hampton Lakes is the perfect price. Just 20 minutes east of Fort Myers and the sparkling Gulf. Visit today for a personal tour. Learn more at HamptonLakesLiving.com.
Calling out political theft by the left. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right. All along.
It's a distinct possibility Russia could invade. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what President Biden told Ukraine's president, who thanked him for American support, which includes military aid and threats to Russia of severe economic consequences. Fox's Simon Owens live in Kiev.
Dave, Russia is insisting it does not want a war. Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said today, as far as it depends on Russia, there will not be a war. But he added, we will not let our interests be rudely trampled on and ignored. Russia has deployed some 100,000 troops close to Ukraine's border, and the US claims Russia is planning sabotage activities that could serve as a pretext for an attack. Dave?
Simon Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer made his retirement official, and President Biden's already narrowed his choices down to replace him, vowing to nominate the first black woman to the Supreme Court.
Someone with extraordinary qualifications, character, experience, and integrity.
Now, today, the president will go to Pittsburgh to tout the economy's big growth, but amid low approval ratings, 2 leading Pennsylvania Democrats will not join him.
John Fetterman, who's a leading Senate candidate and the state's current lieutenant governor, plus gubernatorial candidate Josh Shapiro, who is currently the state's attorney general. Now, both Democrats turned down an invitation from the president, who was once known as Scranton Joe, citing scheduling conflicts.
Fox's Brooke Singman. There's a funeral in a few hours for a murdered New York City police officer.
Hundreds, if not thousands, of people are expected to come here to St. Patrick's Cathedral this morning to honor the life and sacrifice of Officer Jason Rivera. He and his partner Wilbert Mora were gunned down responding to a domestic violence call earlier this month. Mora succumbed to his injuries days later.
Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer's Mora's funeral is next week. The gunman was shot and killed by a third cop. America's listening to Fox News.
This Fox News update is presented by Freedom Dental of Fort Myers. Online at freedomdentalftmyers.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Heading out right now through 41, we have northbound roadblock and delays building because of a pretty bad crash going on right near the intersection of 6 Mile Cypress Parkway, which is right off of Gladiolus Drive. Heading through South Fort Myers. There's roadblock in 2 or 3 of the northbound lanes. Crews are kind of working in a fluid situation to deal with the crash itself at the intersection, blocking part of the intersection. But there's several emergency vehicles trying to pull over and not block off too many of those northbound lanes. But again, delays are really starting to build heading northbound towards 6 Mile Cypress. In Bonita Springs, a crash causing delays in both directions between Old 41 and Pine Avenue. The crash itself is along West Terry Street at North Riverside Drive, not too far from the Everglades Wonder Garden. So avoid that area for the time being. Maybe take Bonita Beach Road instead of Old 41. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Will be mainly dry for your Friday under a mix of sun and clouds. Look for a few showers arriving after sunset and into the overnight time frame as a strong front begins to push through the area. Temperatures today back into middle 70s, but we have a big time cool down for this upcoming weekend. Saturday we'll be feeling the chill, waking up to near 50 degrees, but will only be topping off in the upper 50s by the afternoon. That'll be coupled with a blustery wind out of the north and west. By Sunday morning under a clear sky, we really cool things down. In fact, we're looking at the coldest morning we've seen in about 4 years, with temperatures plummeting into low and middle 30s. Frosty conditions expected for your Sunday morning. Lots of sunshine, though, for your Sunday afternoon with the high near 61 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
No matter where you want to listen, you'll be all set when you stream 92.5 Fox News live at rightallalong.net.
Hey guys, Dr. Amy here, your favorite chiropractor. We're back for your daily dose of Did You Know Chiropractic can help with that. And today we're going to talk about hormones. Lots of people are dealing with hormone issues. The fact that they're not balanced, maybe you have low testosterone, you have estrogen issues, you have weight loss issues, you have libido issues, and chiropractic actually can help rebalance your hormones. How does that happen? When we talk about hormone imbalance, a lot of times it's a difference between your sympathetic fight or flight part of your nervous system and your parasympathetic rest and digest part of your nervous system. And when you get adjusted, that actually helps rebalance your fight or flight with your rest and digest. And when you have hormone issues, again, usually it's because your fight or flight is out of sync with your rest and digest. By getting adjusted, you can rebalance those. If that's you, call us at 239-628-4899. And always remember, your power is on.
As a small business owner, your bottom line is always top of mind. So start saving by switching to Comcast Business Mobile. It's a mobile service designed for small business that can save you money with unlimited data for just $24 per line per month for 10 lines. Perfect for any small business looking to grow. Or you can pay by the gig. And with access to millions of Wi-Fi hotspots, you'll pay only for the data you need, with no line fees, activation costs, or term contracts. You can save up to $500 a year on your wireless bill, all on the most reliable nationwide network with 5G included. And it's only available to Comcast Business Internet customers. So boost your business's bottom line with a more reliable, more affordable mobile service by switching to Comcast Business Mobile today. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable based on RootMetrics US report. Results vary. Not an endorsement. Compares pricing of top carriers. Comcast Business Internet required. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes of usage.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day to do great things. Yes! Like finally getting your closet organized. Or fixing your water heater so you can enjoy warm, steamy showers. Oh, yeah! Do something great today by calling Plumbing Today to take care of all your plumbing needs. Right now, get our 93 free drain clearing and get the best from today.
Call today, Plumbing Today, plumbingtoday.biz.
Visit plumbingtoday.biz to book an appointment.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
Have you ever had pain down your legs or into your hips and thought, why is this happening? There's a large nerve that comes out of your back that runs down into your leg called the sciatic nerve. This nerve can get compressed by a bulging herniated disc arthritis, stenosis, or scoliosis. This causes sciatica, which eventually can lead to back, leg, or hip pain, weakness, or numbness. Avoid the band-aids like anti-inflammatories, spinal injections, or painful surgery. Sciatica, as well as bulging disc neuropathy and stenosis, can now effectively be treated with non-surgical spinal decompression at Johnston Spinal Care, 596 Back. Spinal decompression decompresses the discs and nerves, allowing them to heal. FDA cleared, safe and comfortable. Make a decision to live life without pain. Call my office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596 Back. 596 Back. That's 596-2225.
Are you looking to build a boat dock, boat lift, or a seawall? Hello, I'm Jimmy Williamson of Williamson Brothers Marine Construction. My brother Joe and I, along with our children, represent the fourth generation of a tradition that began with my grandfather back in 1967. And it's a tradition of building something that you can be proud to put your name on. If you need a boat dock, boat lift, or seawall, call Williamson Brothers at 844-WB-BUILT. Our docks, boat lifts, and seawalls are constructed with materials that pass the test of time. We only use stainless steel fasteners, marine-grade aluminum boat lifts, and the strongest deck board in the industry, Wear Deck. It's the last deck board you'll ever need. And lastly, our seawalls. We build them with enough concrete and steel that they come with a lifetime warranty. If you need a boat dock, boat lift, or a seawall, call Williamson Brothers at 844-WB-BUILT. We're online at WBDocks.com. That's WBDocks.com.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for
your support for the veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
But it is weird that this is the time that it decided to break. It's strange that it's been around for this long and now all of a sudden this is where, you know what I'm saying? Like this is where it started to pop. Like, why now? Isn't that weird?
Good question.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand why now it's happening. Like, why is it that this thing is getting so much attention at this moment?
Because there's no more stimmies being passed out.
Is that what it is?
I mean,
is it
that's the only thing I can think of.
I don't know. It just seems so weird. So we're talking about yesterday, a moderator from this popular Reddit forum called Anti-Work was on Fox News and the new Jesse Waters program. And we're going to play some of the audio coming up and give you a chance to hear this because it's pretty remarkable what was said. But the idea that this has been around for a long time and now all of a sudden it's starting to pop.
Since 2013, I'm sorry.
Okay, but that's a long time.
That's a long time, yeah.
That's almost 10 years. That's hard to believe, man. It's almost 10 years. 2013 was almost 10 years ago. Do you remember what you would do in 2013? Do you remember what life was like in 2013?
Yeah, Drew, it was the year after I graduated.
Oh, look at you.
10 years this year.
Oh, my baby boy's growing up. Look at you.
I'm old.
Yeah, 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. The website Steele has 3 E's if you want to watch the program and subscribe to the podcast. You know, and attached to this whole anti-work Reddit group, that after the interview, just to let you know how this Jesse Waters, we're going to play the audio in just a second, but to let you know how the interview went, right afterwards it went private. Apparently it went, is it private or is it gone?
All right, so it's gone.
Okay.
It's privated, but everyone got kicked.
All right. And there's also
by this Doreen character.
Yeah, there's also a big story that's attached to this, the underside of the Great Resignation. You know, we've been told that there's been this Great Resignation that's happening and people are leaving their jobs because they're just looking for something that's a little more happy, you know, that they should be looking for a job that fills their hearts. What was that quote? There was somebody that was on recently that had that comment that, leaving. It was on 60 Minutes. I'm going to find that audio and we'll get that in just a bit. Yeah, it makes your heart soar, right? That was it. It was something about making your heart soar. And the idea of the Great Resignation is nothing like what it's been described. As a matter of fact, unfortunately, this is something that has been in the making for quite a long time, and you're going to be shocked when you find out the numbers of how many people, able-bodied individuals in the Gen Z and millennial group like Jake, are sitting on the sideline and not being part of this economy. Yeah, here it is.
At the nationwide level, the number of Americans quitting their job is higher than ever.
Higher than ever.
Higher than ever. We can see what sectors people are quitting: retail sectors and hospitality sectors. It may not just be worth it for some folks. And so in some cases, people are quitting and they're not yet returning. They're taking a break.
Why?
Americans are burnt out.
Yeah, but what else? What else? Here you go. You ready, Jake?
People have been living to work for a very long time. And I think the pandemic brought that moment of reflection for everyone. What do I want to do? What makes my heart sing?
What makes my heart sing? What makes my heart sing, everybody? That was from 60 Minutes a few weeks ago. We're going to get back to that because that's an important reference to this. All right, so you ready to go? Here we go, Jake. Jake didn't get a chance to hear this, all of it. Jesse Waters has the anti-work Reddit guy or gal? Moderator. Okay, so we have to... so the moderator is named Doreen. I guess Doreen wants to be Did we learn that Doreen is not actually... So Doreen used to be...
A boy.
Okay, I'm just trying to
We're just going to call Doreen a boy because it looks like a boy, sounds like a boy. I don't know what else to say.
All right. Is Doreen like Pat? As far as names go? Like kind of...
what do you mean?
You can use boys or girls' names are Pat. It's it's not ambidextrous, but it's
It's unisex.
Thank you.
Which I don't think that term even exists anymore, does it?
I said ambidextrous. That's funny. No, there's a lot of things that are unisex. Most things are unisex. Like the toy department at your favorite department store is pretty much unisex, right? It doesn't matter.
That's true.
Yeah. So anyway, all right, so here we go. Doreen is the one who ran this subreddit or Reddit forum called Anti-Work. And if you don't know a lot about Reddit, Reddit is basically the base of the internet where just think blogging, just think groups get together. You got people who are anti-work. You got people who love puppies. You got people who think that eggplant is disgusting. And you have all these different things. And then
No pineapples on pizza.
Yeah, no pineapples on pizza. And then you have tens or hundreds or thousands of people that join these groups. The Reddit group, the anti-work, was 1.6 million people. So that's a lot of folks. All right, so here we go. Here's part of the interview with Jesse Waters asking, like, well, what's your deal? Like, what is this?
So there's some misconceptions about the movement. So we're a movement where we want to reduce the amount of work that people feel like they're forced to do. And so we want to still put in effort. We want to put in labor, but we don't want to necessarily be in a position where we feel trapped. You just quoted from Office Space where that person feels very trapped in their job. I think we're calling for a society where there's less of that. But yeah, absolutely, people still want to do things. They just want to do things where they feel rewarded and they feel like they're in a good spot in their life and that their job respects them and stuff like that.
Okay, so first of all, that people feel trapped in their jobs. They don't want to feel trapped. Now, number one, here's a pro tip. Here you go, kids. Here we go. Little pro tip. You have to work. You got to work to make money. Unless you got rich parents and you're sitting in the basement and you're living off of them, you got to work. It's not about being trapped. It's about doing it because that's what life is. You got to work. It's not trapped. You got to work. And then the second part is, what did he say? What did Doreen say?
Rewarded and they feel like they're in a good spot in their life.
Okay, so they have to be in a good spot in their life and they want to feel like they've been rewarded.
Want to do things. They just want to do things where they feel rewarded.
All right, so some might say that the work is rewarding. You work, you give of your mind or your intellect, your labor, and you get rewarded by getting a paycheck. Just, I don't know, that's kind of, all right. So Jesse Waters wants to dig in a little deeper on this. So let's see.
I don't understand really what this is about, except it sounds like maybe people are just being lazy. Are you encouraging people to be lazy?
So I think laziness is a virtue in a society where people constantly want you to be productive 24/7, and it's good to have rest. That doesn't mean you should be resting all the time or not putting effort into things that you care about. But I think one of the
What do you think is like a good work day? How many hours is a solid work day in your ideal society?
Yeah, what's a solid work day in your world? What does that look like?
Sure. I mean, I think as much as people want. I mean, I personally work. I have like a 25-hour work weeks, which I think is fairly good.
All right, so 20 to 25-hour work week. That's fairly good. 20 to 20. So so Doreen, this individual who has the Reddit forum anti-work, is working. Okay, right? So already I'm a little confused, Jake. Okay. So an anti-work forum with somebody who is working, and they're working 20 to 25 hours a week. That's work, right?
So I would like less work hours.
And what do you do, Doreen?
I'm a dog walker.
A dog walker. Okay.
Yes.
Doreen is a dog walker. There are many people that walk dogs. Okay. The dog walker.
And how?
So
how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Sure, I'm 30.
You're 30. Okay.
Okay. Just like 30 years old and walking dogs 20 to 25 hours a week. Visions of like where you're living. I'm assuming, like, I don't know what the rate right now, because with inflation and everything, maybe Jake, you have a handle on this. I don't know what the going rate is for dog walking. 20 to 25 hours a week. If you're walking somebody's dog, is it hundreds of dollars an hour? Is it like, are we looking at $100, $150 an hour? I mean, how much? What are we looking? Look that up. Maybe go to the magical Google machine, and it knows everything. It even knows where I live and some personal things that we got to keep out. Okay. So there you go. So interesting question. And then he goes on.
And is there something you want to do besides being a dog walker? Do you aspire to do anything more than dog walking, or is that kind of your pinnacle?
I love working with dogs. If I had to do this for the rest of my life, I wouldn't be super complaining. Dogs are wonderful animals. But I would love to teach. I would love to, work with people and stuff like that.
What would you teach, Doreen?
Philosophy mostly.
Philosophy.
Just introduction to philosophy, critical thinking, reason, stuff like that.
Critical thinking and reason. Sorry, it's not nice. So that is the Reddit. That's the head of the popular Reddit forum, anti-work, who works 20 to 25 hours a week as a self-proclaimed dog walker. And is living. It looked. If you watch the video, it looks. It could possibly be a basement. It could be. Somebody has got to be supplementing this individual's income. It just has to be, Jake.
I think it's Joe Biden's basement.
It's Joe Biden's basement. He lives in Joe Biden's basement, and every time you walk in, you hit the doorbell, and it goes.
True international average of pressure.
Just so you know that you're in the right place. So, boy, there's a lot to unpack. 30-year-old Doreen, the self-proclaimed dog walker, 20 to 25 hours a week, has an anti-work website. What does a dog walker make? Do we know? Do we have the numbers? Is it hundreds?
Yeah, anywhere from like $11 to $14 an hour.
Listen, I'm just saying, somebody's supplementing that income, either mom or dad, or if you consider the government your mom and dad, maybe that's what it is. Somebody's got to be paying the. Because that's all right, but this is like a new phenomenon, right? This is something that, if we're looking at work and what people think about work, this isn't something that has been building up to this point. This is something that's just, look, it's a 30-year-old person on Reddit talking about anti-work, and you have 1.6 million people going, yeah, right? That's all it is. Until you realize there is a Wall Street Journal opinion piece that may send shivers down your spine, or you may not care. The underside of the Great Resignation, the trend toward idleness, has been years in the making, says the author of Men Without Work. That's an ill omen for the economy and the culture. In other words, this idleness has been with us for a while, this idea of not working. People who are able-bodied, who are not getting into the workforce. It's not because they want people. They just, like the 60 Minutes interview about how they just want something that's going to make their heart sing. Remember, I go back to the interview.
At the nationwide level, the number of Americans quitting their job is higher than ever.
Higher than ever.
Higher than ever. We can see what sectors people are quitting: retail sectors and hospitality.
Retail and hospitality. Now, let me ask you something, Jake. Just even after the pandemic, retail and hospitality, and even before the pandemic, when you think of retail and hospitality, important jobs. Listen, every single job is an important job. It doesn't matter what you do. I don't care if it's scrubbing toilets or you're at the top CEO of a corporation. Every one of you is an important individual in your own right, and what you do is important. Everything is. But how many times have we looked at retail and hospitality, Jake? And when you think of those jobs, do you look at them in a positive light or a negative light, Jake? How many people do you think, how many Gen Zers, how many millennials look at that as a positive or a negative? Like, do they go to work and they're loving it and they're super happy, retail, hospitality, or do you think they're kind of bumming that they're not exactly pumped up about going? I mean, if you had to pick one or the other, what do you think?
It's probably a split percentage, but I don't know.
Leaning towards bumming?
Probably, it's not. Right. Not the end of the world.
No, of course it's not. It's important. They again, I don't have to say that again.
I mean, Doreen made it sound like you have to work 24 hours in a day, like all day, nonstop, no sleep.
Right. All right. This book, Nicholas Eberhard, political economist at the American Enterprise Institute. It's been months now, but hiring managers everywhere are still waiting by their phones. They're being told not to worry. The job applications are coming. How many of you have recognized this? Absent workers are just taking some time off, right? Checking out their options, looking for something that's going to make their heart sing, right? The labor optimists are in denial. Yes, millions of people each month are changing jobs to improve their pay and lifestyles, but millions of others appear to have quit work entirely. The labor force participation rate was 61.9% in December. That's 1.5 points below the pre-pandemic level and barely changed since August 2020. Really? This is the dark underside of the Great Resignation, the term the press is applying to the record levels of unfilled jobs in this pandemic era. And you've got Nicholas Eberhard, who is from the American Enterprise Institute, arguing that the long-term resignations won't turn out well. Defectors from work will hurt the economy along with their own life prospects. Well, how bad could it possibly be? You got all these job openings, rising pay, yet millions fewer Americans are working or seeking work. What's going on here? One cause of hesitation is the virus itself, right? Okay. Fear of COVID, we hear about that. But the flatlining work rate also fits a pattern that long predates COVID. Listen to this, everybody. Quote, male labor force participation has dropped after most recessions in the post-war era. When the economy recovers, it ticks up a little bit, but never gets back to where it was. In other words, staying out of work even during good times has been an American tradition, according to what Mr. Eberhard says. He wrote the book on it. Overall labor force participation peaked in 2000 at about 67%, counting everybody 16 and older. We're 5 points right now lower than that. Population aging is a major cause of the drop, with a greater share of Americans now at retirement age, but the work rate for prime age people, 25-54, like you need to get out there and work, has been going down since the turn of the century. The decline started with men at the same time women entered the workforce en masse. In 1961, labor force participation for prime age men was 96.9%. Since then, the chart looks more or less like a straight line down. Now, seasonally adjusted, it's 88.2. 1 in 8 men. Follow this. 1 in 8 men sitting out during their best years. A lot of missing workers out there. And why is this? And as he studied this, one of the things he's noticed, as people are sitting around and they're watching TV and you got Reddit accounts, anti-work and everything else, the one thing there is that he mentions is stigmatizing low-skill jobs. Pick a low-skill job that you can think of. They've been stigmatized. You don't want that. You want better. That may be right now what you need to get by and pay bills, but no. You don't want to do that. You got to go for the brass ring. Reach for the stars. Even though it's going to take time to get to those stars, In the meantime, you should be working, but the stigmatizing of the low-skilled jobs has caused people to sit. And what he's saying is, we need to stigmatize idleness. We need to talk to our men and say, listen, sitting around and doing nothing and playing video games and waiting for Uncle Sam to send you a check is not the way to go. That is bad. And that's what we need to emphasize. The idea that 1 in 8 men should neither be working nor looking for work would have been an absolute horrifying prospect in the past. But now all of a sudden it's what's going on. So we need to re-embrace the perspective that work is good. It's important. Every job is important. We need to get out there and do it. All right. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. We always appreciate you watching and subscribing to the podcast. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
Need some inspiration? Don't look left. Look right. Here. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
Manufactured in the USA, Plantation Shutters for You is your best choice for plantation shutters. Custom measured and installed just for you. Built to last forever. Call today for a free consultation. Discounts for all military and first responders. Also, if you support Biden, don't blink and call us. PlantationShuttersForYou.com.
Well, hello there. I am the Guitar Hotel. I have over 3,000 of the newest slot machines and nearly 200 table games with real cards and real dealers. Come experience my incredible lineup of restaurants, bars, and of course, Hard Rock Live. Or spend a day soaking up the sun in my 18 acres of poolside paradise. I can't wait to meet you. Visit hardrockholly.com to find out more.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
It's a new year and a great time to upgrade your cabinets. You want Sinclair quality. You want Sinclair craftsmanship. You want Sinclair cabinets. Sinclair Custom Homes now offers their handmade, built in the USA custom cabinets without having to purchase a Sinclair custom home. You can now have the same high-quality furniture finished cabinets in your existing home. Upgrade your kitchen, your bath, your closets, even your garage. For details, visit SinclairCabinets.com. That's SinclairCabinets.com.
Hello, folks. This is Representative Bob Rommel with another interesting Florida fact. In 2000, George W. Bush defeated Al Gore for president. It came down to one state, Florida. The margin was only 537 votes. Liberals used every trick in the book to steal that election, and they almost did. Fast forward to 2020. This time they did steal the election, and now they're trying to pass a so-called voter rights bill so they can steal every election in the future. The bill is unconstitutional and a massive power grab. But Joe Biden knows it's his only chance for re-election because everyone wants America to look more like Florida, with conservatives in charge, fair elections, and no income tax. And I'm fighting to keep it that way. This message was paid by me, Bob Rommel, Republican for State Representative.
Sales desk, Marty speaking.
Marty, it's all about you in 2022.
About me?
Well, not you per se, but car shoppers who want a great deal from Victory Lane Chevrolet.
They can get a deal here.
Okay, can they get 1.9% for 72 months on new and used?
No, they can't.
So you can't deal like Victory Lane?
I guess not.
Can you deal an additional $1,000 off new Chevys with a trade-in?
No.
Sounds like you can't deal with anything, Marty.
You know what I can't deal with? Your voice.
Marty can't deal. Start the new year in a new ride from Victory Lane Chevrolet. Get 1.9 APR for 72 months on all new and used vehicles in stock. Plus an additional $1,000 off any new Chevy in stock when you trade in your vehicle. Plus our goal of 100% credit approval. Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online, VictoryLaneChevrolet.com. All offers on in-stock vehicles with approved credit. Offers cannot combine. See dealer for details and 13122.
Well, hello there. I am the Guitar Hotel. I have over 3,000 of the newest slot machines and nearly 200 table games with real cards and real dealers. Come experience my incredible lineup of restaurants, bars, and of course, Hard Rock Live. or spend a day soaking up the sun in my 18 acres of poolside paradise. I can't wait to meet you. Visit hardrockholly.com to find out more.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
Heading out right now through 41, we have northbound roadblock and delays building because of a pretty bad crash going on right near the intersection of 6 Mile Cypress Parkway, which is right off of Gladiolus Drive. Heading through South Fort Myers, there's roadblock in 2 or 3 of the northbound lanes. Crews are kind of working in a fluid situation to deal with the crash itself at the intersection, blocking part of the intersection. But there's several emergency vehicles trying to pull over and not block off too many of those northbound lanes. But again, delays are really starting to build heading northbound towards 6 Mile Cypress. In Bonita Springs, a crash causing delays in both directions between Old 41 and Pine Avenue. The crash itself is along West Terry Street at North Riverside Drive, not too far from the Everglades Wonder Garden. So avoid that area for the time being. Maybe take Bonita Beach Road instead of Old 41. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Will be mainly dry for your Friday and a mix of sun and clouds. Look for a few showers arriving after sunset and into the overnight time frame as a strong front begins to push through the area. Temperatures today back into middle 70s, but we have a big time cool down for this upcoming weekend. Saturday we'll be feeling the chill, waking up to near 50 degrees, but we'll only be topping off in the upper 50s by the afternoon. That'll be coupled with a blustery wind out of the north and west. By Sunday morning, under a clear sky, we really cool things down. In fact, we're looking at the coldest morning we've seen in about 4 years, with temperatures plummeting into low and middle 30s. Frosty conditions expected for your Sunday morning. Lots of sunshine, though, for your Sunday afternoon, with the high near 61 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
IRAs have always been a great way for investors to direct their investment dollars into real estate investments, but that option is under attack in Biden's new Build Back Better plan. Ty Lassiter here from Key City Capital to give you the details. Many of our investors choose to use a self-directed IRA to place their investment dollars in Key City Capital because they love the double-digit returns that we deliver. However, if Biden gets his way, the new stimulus package may limit or even remove your freedom to invest with your IRA dollars in most real estate investments. But rest assured, Key City Capital is hard at work to deliver the promised returns to our investors.
Call Key City Capital today for your free tax and wealth analysis appointment at 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. Check us out online at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
Hi, I'm Keith, owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. We've dodged a bullet this year from hurricanes and tropical storms, thankfully. Hurricane season is getting worse year after year. Storm Shield wants you to be prepared for next season before it's too late. We offer fair pricing and do what most other companies don't do, like show you the window, let you inspect the warranty, and use employees versus subcontractors for installation. We have energy-efficient, Miami-Dade approved windows, which is the highest certification for impact window approval. You can expect ethical business practices, quality over quantity. We hope this information is helpful to you when you choose a window company to replace your windows and doors, and wish you all the best in your quest for the right company. Call us today at 239-491-7002. That's 239-491-7002. Or visit us on the web at stormshieldswfl.com. That's stormshieldswfl.com. License number CGC A60475.
Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit ldtlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano. ldtlaw.com.
When was the last time you ate at Spanky's? Hi, I'm Emily Monty, and my husband Ted and I invite you to dine with us for lunch or dinner on Naples' most enjoyable open-air waterfront patio or inside among hundreds of vintage antiques and memorabilia. Our variety of dining options ensures the comfort for all of our guests. Spanky's has been a Naples landmark for over 37 years. Whether you're looking for Naples' best prime rib or fresh seafood, Spanky's has something for everyone, offering the highest quality product at an exceptional value. Spanky's has daily lunch and dinner specials and early bird dining from 4 to 5:30. Dining is also available in our full bar while you enjoy daily happy hour. At Spanky's, we understand you have many local dining options. That's why it's our mission to provide you with our warm southern hospitality that keeps our customers coming back for years to come. Visit Spanky's today on Airport Pulling Road, just south of Golden Gate Parkway, Naples.
Woodward, Piers & Lombardo, the first established law firm on Marco Island, is proudly celebrating 50 years of providing legal services throughout Collier County with offices in Naples and Marco. A lot has changed in 50 years, but what hasn't changed is the common sense approach to the law the attorneys of Woodward, Piers & Lombardo have built their practice upon. Putting you first in their priority, whether they're advising you on business decisions, designing your estate plan, guiding you through divorce and litigation, or representation in zoning, permitting, and land use with counties and cities to overseeing your next real estate transaction. Woodward, Piers & Lombardo, first for 50 years in serving Collier County with quality, effective, and efficient legal representation, working with individuals, businesses, and local governments in an array of legal matters. Woodward, Piers & Lombardo, with locations in Naples and Marco Island. For more information, visit their all-new website at WPL-legal.com. That's WPL-legal.com.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
The new year means new opportunity to save money on your insurance.
Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. Now is the perfect time to take a look at your plans for the year ahead. If you're considering a move, getting a new car, have new drivers hitting the road, or just want to reevaluate your coverage and costs, give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. At Chapman Insurance Group, we can save you money for the same or better coverage.
Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda.
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
And they take your words and they don't give you the whole sentence. They take it out of context. They did it again. They keep doing it. Like, how many times has that happened to you? Where somebody says that Jake said something and that it's like, wait a minute, I said the beginning part of it, but you don't have the whole thing in context. How many people have taken you out of context, Jake?
It happens quite often.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't understand how they do this. Again, so here's what happened. The Florida Department of Health put out a response to MSNBC. The press secretary, Jeremy Redfern, from the Florida Department of Health, spokesperson, right, for Healthy Florida, puts out a response to MSNBC because they wanted to have them on the program. They wanted to have Healthy Florida and the Florida Surgeon General on to talk about, right, the monoclonal antibodies and how the Biden administration is denying the state the monoclonals, and how no matter what you think about monoclonals, whether you feel like they work against Omicron or don't feel like they work against Omicron or whatever the case may be, the fact that the state has people that want to use it and you don't know whether somebody in the state has Omicron or Delta, and when you have examples, as the governor has talked about, of how people have used monoclonals recently and have gotten better quickly from whatever variant that they had. Like, it's working. The fact that the government would deny it is awful. It's horrific. Like, why would you do that? And so here we go again. MSNBC wanted to bring in the Florida Department of Health, and their response was an email. And so here's what they did, Jake. Thanks for reaching out to ask about this unsubstantiated conspiracy theory. It's cute that you're asking for comment. And it's like, well, wait a minute. This conspiracy theory that basically that monoclonal antibodies work, and the joking around about the monoclonal antibodies, right? And saying this unsubstantiated conspiracy theory, that they don't work. It's kind of right. So they put this out, but that's not what they said. They said, thanks for reaching out to ask about this unsubstantiated conspiracy theory. It's cute that you're asking for comment at 8:21 p.m., 39 minutes before your deadline, expecting that I wouldn't respond. I'm willing to bet that your show prep is already done and your story is already written. So they kept that out. So, again, Rachel Maddow and MSNBC being deceptive. But Florida keeps the receipts. So you can see exactly what's being said. So trying to go after Healthy Florida and the Florida Department of Health and the Surgeon General and the concerns about why the government would hold back monoclonal antibodies, and how the governor said just the other day, listen, you're telling us that there's studies that say that it doesn't work. And it turns out that the study was a non-peer-reviewed study from a competitor of somebody else who was making monoclonals. And that's what you're running with? And you're denying us these life-saving drugs. And so when MSNBC reaches out for comment, because, they want to have somebody on, and the press secretary says, thanks for reaching out to ask about this unsubstantiated conspiracy theory. It's cute that you're asking for comment, and then leaves out the part about doing it at 8:21, 39 minutes before your deadline. Like, trying to pull a gotcha to have them on the air and not even to know what exactly it is and be prepped for the moment. That's what they do. All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. Thanks for watching and subscribing to the podcast. And that you would be ready in about 10 more minutes to play Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Have some fun. And we've got a gift certificate to Alda's Restaurant and Bar, otherwise known as Alda's Diner, 951 on Vanderbilt Beach Road in Naples. Every once in a while, Twitter does something fun. And I might put this out there, and if you want to call, because we've kind of been on this vibe anyway this morning about Gen Zs and the youth of America and millennials. So maybe you'd like to comment on this. And Jake, I'm going to have you start off the conversation. So on Twitter, somebody put this out and said, without saying your age, say something a young person today wouldn't understand. Without saying your age, say something a young person today wouldn't understand. And a lot of people have been answering this on Twitter, and it's been fun. Somebody said curfew. Somebody said yellow. I think it was Emily Zanotti said yellow pages. Do you know what the yellow pages are, Jake?
It's a phone book.
Okay, so Jake knows. But it's true. A young person today probably wouldn't understand what yellow pages are. What did you say?
To play video games, you got to go to Channel 3.
That's a good one. That's true. Oh, who doesn't remember Pong? You know what Pong is? Nope.
I know what it is, but I've never played it.
Bling, bling. Yeah. Love it. All right. As we get ready to take calls on this, and if you want to text, we'll read some off the text line. Looking forward to hear. Without saying your age, say something a young person today wouldn't understand. And I'll read off the text line, see what you got. Dan's been holding patiently in Cape Coral. Earlier we were talking about the labor participation rate and the concerns that many people have about this great resignation, looking for jobs that are going to make your heart sing. No. You get out there and you work because that's what you need to do in order to survive. It's how society has lasted this long for millennia. Anyway, go ahead, Dan. What's up?
Well, like I was saying, we were discouraged when we were growing up in the 80s for learning any kind of industrial education thing. I work with my hands. I'm 55. I'm on my way to my job. They looked for me because I knew how to work with my hands. And, our customers, they actually look down on people that work with their hands. Our whole society has gone to that way of thinking that you're a second-class citizen if you work with your hands. And that's the supposed intelligentsia.
Yeah.
And, to your other thing, it was kind of funny. The other day, I'm in the automotive industry, and there was a kid, he works with us, he's in his 30s, a couple of them. and they didn't know what an Oldsmobile was.
They didn't know.
Who doesn't know what it-
You know, funny.
who doesn't-
Well, it's
Yeah,
funny. Well, it's funny that you say that because yesterday we were watching. We have family night. You know, every night we sit for a couple of hours before we all before I go to sleep, and I go to sleep early. And my wife and my son, 13 years old, and we sit in the living room, and typically we'll mess around with music. You know, we got the keyboard out there, and I got my guitar, and my son is into his cajon and you know, doing drums or whatever that looks like, and just kind of messing around, and or we'll you know, read books, whatever the case may be. But last night we were watching an episode of I Dream a Genie, which if he watches TV right now is one of his favorites. And Major Nelson is driving a Pontiac GTO. Like a convertible, right? Or a Bonneville, right? A Bonneville, right?
Yeah.
And so
No, it's a GTO.
Yeah, GTO. And he said, "Whoa, what kind of car is that?" And I said, "It's a Pontiac." And you could hear a pin drop, like, "What's a Pontiac?" Doesn't know what a Pontiac, right? Pontiac doesn't exist anymore, so you got to explain.
Yeah, that's gone. Yeah, well, there's a lot of things like that. You know, my kid. They were brought up with things, you know, my kids know what an 8-track tape is and stuff like that, but it's amazing how many, you go to these local car shows, you see the old technology or older technology like cassettes, and people have no clue.
Yeah.
But we were discouraged from taking up an industrial ed career.
Right, and to get to your point, yeah, that's a very important point you're making, Dan. Listen, we got to run, but thanks for the call. I appreciate it. Yeah, talking about how we don't do that anymore. How many times, you know, growing up in high school, middle school, whatever, you had shop classes. You know, you learned to work with your hands and things you enjoyed. You learned how to fix a car right there in school. You're doing woodworking, metalworking. You did all of these things, and it was great to think that you were going to get out of high school and jobs that you would take would be working with your hands. And getting to this idea that it's not all about college, everybody. It's not all about 4-year degrees. It's not all about putting yourself in debt. I had the conversation yesterday with my son. You know, my son is thinking now that maybe he'd like to do something in the medical field. And then a little while after that, I see him working outside and doing some projects outdoors and, you know, working with his hands. He's like, I really like this. Maybe I want to work with my hands. Okay. Either one, fantastic, whatever you want to do. But the idea of having that degree, and the only way you're going to be successful in life is having that degree. I might have a conversation with some of the people right now that are in plumbing and HVAC and other industries and businesses that are looking and desperately trying to hire, and what kind of money is available right now in those fields and how successful that they are. There are many like that. And the idea that we're not going to push people in that direction to say, listen, these are very lucrative, successful positions to be in. You're setting yourself up for a fantastic life, and working hard is a good thing, as opposed to idleness, which is what that book was talking about that we described earlier. This notion that we stigmatize low wage jobs and we idolize idleness, as opposed to the other way around. And all right, so here we go, Jake. You ready for some of these? Let's do this before we go into the break. All right, so I asked you the question. This is fun, because it's Friday. Without saying your age, name something a young person today wouldn't understand. By the way, if you want to call right now, 239-479-5592, and you can give me some of your suggestions live on the air as well. I'll not only read them, but I'll also put you on. All right, Kristen Estero said, what's a Dolby button? Do you know what Dolby is?
Surround sound.
No. Dolby did something to the audio. I don't know if it was like it took out the hiss or... Okay. Somebody said, be kind. Justin in Fort Myers said, be kind, rewind.
That's good.
That's really good. Very, very good. Somebody said, rabbit ears antenna. What's rabbit ears? Let's see. All right, Fred. Fred in the Bell said, pop the clutch. Many years I had popping the clutch on my vehicle. It wouldn't start, and that's what you just push the car down the hill, and we'll pop the clutch. We'll get going in just a sec. Man, how do we do that? There's some safety issues with that. Ryan at Cape Coral said Bennigan's.
What was it?
Bennigan's? You know what Bennigan's is?
Nah, you got me.
No idea. Somebody else said DeLorean. You know what a DeLorean is? Well, of course, you know what a DeLorean is because of the movie.
Kind of can't not know what a DeLorean is.
Do you know? And of course, you know what it looks like.
Pretty awesome.
We got some. All right, so let's see. Tony's got one. Go ahead, Tony. What do you have?
The tracking button.
The tracking button. I don't even know what that is. What's a tracking button?
Remember on the VCR when you'd put a tape in?
Oh, that's right. You had the tracking. Right. If you had the waves, it was kind of little. It didn't look. Yeah, and it had a dial, didn't it? Couldn't you spin to get it to track? It wasn't just a button. It was like,
the early ones had a dial, but when they got fancy around 95, 96, it had auto tracking. So you just press the button, it would find it itself.
Yeah, that's right. All right, good one. Let's see. Somebody said, Marilyn in Cape Coral said party line. Do you know what a party line is? If you watched some of the old TV programs like Dennis the Menace or shows like that, the old ones from the 50s, you would see the party line, which your neighbors had the same phone line you did. So when you pick up the phone, you would hear somebody talking on the other line, and you'd have to wait till they're done to use the phone. I remember that.
Very NSA-esque.
Well, sort of. Oh, gosh. Somebody said lawn darts.
Whoa. Banned.
Yeah. You can't see those. Let's see. Datsun. You know what a Datsun is?
Isn't it like a Nissan?
It was. Nissan was Datsun. Right. That was what I had when I first moved to Florida. A little trivia here. We're not going to have time for Drew's College today. This is more fun. Not really. That's not true. I love Drew's College. But okay. But this is fun for a Friday. My first car when I moved here to Florida was a 1976. Oh gosh, I was just gonna say 260Z. Datsun 260Z. A 74 260. A 1974 260Z. White.
Yeah, that's literally like one of the most iconic drift cars of all time.
Yeah. Where's the beef? You know what Where's the beef is? Nope. This is all what we're doing here is without saying your age, say something a young person today would not understand. Betamax. Yeah. Phone booths. Judy's in Buckingham. Judy, I don't even know what Twiddlywinks is. And I don't even know if I'm allowed to say it on the air. I just said it, and I have no idea if I can. Let's see. Oh, that's not nice. Somebody said work. Be nice. Be nice. All right, look, we got to go. Look at the time. What are we doing? All right. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Exergen would like you to know about an important study just released by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has known all along. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate. The study also reports that they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. With new strains of COVID on the rise, we can't afford to tolerate the rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. You need Exergen thermometers because they're accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure. Be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents
and Doug.
And we're back with Limu, Emu, and Doug for the final question. Category is things you climb.
All right, Limu, what do you think? You sure? We're going with Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Oh, so close. We were looking for stairs.
Huh. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. It's a new year and a great time to upgrade your cabinets. You want Sinclair quality. You want Sinclair craftsmanship. You want Sinclair cabinets. Sinclair Custom Homes now offers their handmade, built in the USA custom cabinets without having to purchase a Sinclair custom home. You can now have the same high-quality furniture finish cabinets in your existing home. Upgrade your kitchen, your bath, your closets, even your garage. For details, visit SinclairCabinets.com. That's SinclairCabinets.com.
Let's roll, America. Get $5,000 over the KBB.com value for your trade-in during Naples Nissan's Let's Roll America sales event. Hey, Southwest Florida, Aaron Walker here. Come roll with us at Naples Nissan and get $5,000 over the KBB.com value for your trade-in, whether it runs or not. Push, pull, or drag it in if you have to. Choose from over 200 new Nissan models in stock, ready to drive home, and all backed by Naples Nissan's exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Get $5,000 over the KBB.com value for your trade-in and get rolling in a brand new 2022 Nissan today. Don't miss the Let's Roll America sales event only at Naples Nissan on Pine Ridge Road. That's exit 107 off I-75 or naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined. Visit naplesnissan.com for full details.
It's time for the Lovers Key Boat Show Market and Seafood Fest. Boats, arts and crafts, seafood, and a new bistro-style beer garden. Our dog-friendly show is this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 9 to 5. Parking's free, the beer's cold, and the seafood's fresh. Get your tickets online or at the door. Get out of the house. Come on out into the sunshine. Support your local charities. LoversKeyNauticalMarket.com.
92.5 Fox News.
Drew's
New South Window, and we would like to manufacture and install your windows. Only New South offers true factory direct windows to you. Only New South has award-winning windows that are made and designed specifically for our Florida weather. Every single New South window is custom manufactured just for your home. These are high-performance, energy-efficient windows, and now you can buy 2 windows and get the third absolutely free. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com or call for your factory direct pricing.
Call now, 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Marty speaking.
Marty, it's all about you in 2022.
About me?
Well, not you per se, but car shoppers who want a great deal from Victory Lane Chevrolet.
They can get a deal here.
Okay, can they get 1.9% for 72 months on new and used?
No, they can't.
So you can't deal like Victory Lane?
I guess not.
Can you deal an additional $1,000 off new Chevys with a trade-in?
No.
Sounds like you can't deal with anything, Marty.
You know what I can't deal with? Your voice.
Marty can't deal. Start the new year in a new ride from Victory Lane Chevrolet. Get 1.98 APR for 72 months on all new and used vehicles in stock. Plus an additional $1,000 off any new Chevy in stock when you trade in your vehicle. Plus our goal of 100% credit approval. Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online, VictoryLaneChevrolet.com. All offers on in-stock vehicles with approved credit. Offers cannot combine. See dealer for details at 131.22.
I'm Stuart Duncan from Duncan's Diamonds, and I want to be sure you're given the best prices on fine jewelry and diamonds. Other jewelers don't like me. Why? Because we offer better prices and a superior experience. If you go to Tiffany's, you're going to get a great product, but pay 2 to 3 times what it's really worth. If you go to a chain store, you're going to get something that's really cheap and bad quality. Don't settle for high prices, low quality, and a bad experience. Buy real jewelry from me, Stuart Duncan, a real jeweler. The love of your life will really be proud to know that their diamond came from Duncan's Diamonds. Your true love deserves the best. And at Duncan's Diamonds, we will not be undersold by anyone, anytime, anywhere, and I will make sure that you can count on it. Duncan's Diamonds. It's worth the drive for the best prices on diamonds and fine jewelry.
They're mourning in New York City. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
She's so young. That could be my child, anyone's child.
She's among the many paying their respects to a murdered police officer whose funeral is next hour. Fox's Jessica Rosenthal has more live.
Dave, Mayor Eric Adams is expected to deliver a eulogy at Officer Jason Rivera's funeral at St. Patrick's Cathedral, where Rivera's wake was held Thursday. Hundreds of people stopped by to pay their respects. One woman telling Fox 5 in New York,
I get a little overwhelmed because he's so young. That could be my child, anyone's child. So my hearts go out to the police department.
Rivera was just 22 and recently married when he and his partner, Wilbert Moore, were shot and killed in what officials described as an ambush. They were responding to a domestic disturbance call. LaShawn McNeil, the suspect in the shooting who had a lengthy criminal record, was killed by a third officer on scene, Dave.
Jessica, 4 police officers in 2 states are recovering, expected to survive the day after being shot. 1 in Milwaukee, where the suspect was arrested after stealing a cop car and crashing it. 3 in Houston, where the suspected gunman was arrested after a police standoff. Also in Texas, the man accused of murdering a deputy at a traffic stop Sunday, Oscar Rosales, was in the U.S. illegally, due in court today. Fox's Gernal Scott.
Harris County DA Kim Ogg said Rosales is a career criminal with charges pending in El Salvador.
This case has all the earmarkings and is a death penalty case.
A convicted murderer got a lethal injection late last night in Alabama, hours after a killer was put to death in Oklahoma, the first 2 executions in the U.S. this year. Russia's foreign minister said today they don't want war, but won't let their interests be trampled on. Amid fears Russia might invade Ukraine, the U.S. has sent military aid, but Republican Congressman Michael Waltz tells Fox,
the thing the Ukrainians most need and want are surface-to-air missiles and anti-ship missiles, and they weren't getting them. And what's showing up now, I think, is too little, too late.
America's listening to Fox News.
Nothing left that makes any sense. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Heading through South Fort Myers, 41 is back open at 6 Mile Cypress Parkway after a crash was blocking some northbound lanes for about an hour and a half or so. Everything clear and running up to speed on the highway. 75 not looking too bad out there as well across Lee Collier and Charlotte counties, but we are dealing with delays southbound on the Edison Bridge heading into downtown Fort Myers. Caloosahatchee Bridge nice and quiet in both directions. Midpoint Bridge really slowing down eastbound out of Cape Coral toward Fort Myers. And the Cape Coral Bridge running up to speed right now looks pretty clear in both directions. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Will be mainly dry for your Friday and a mix of sun and clouds. Look for a few showers arriving after sunset and into the overnight time frame as a strong front begins to push through the area. Temperatures today back into middle 70s, but we have a big time cool down for this upcoming weekend. Saturday we'll be feeling the chill, waking up to near 50 degrees, but we'll only be topping off in the upper 50s by the afternoon. They'll be coupled with a blustery wind out of the north and west. By Sunday morning, under a clear sky, we really cool things down. In fact, we're looking at the coldest morning we've seen in about 4 years, with temperatures plummeting into low and middle 30s. Frosty conditions expected for your Sunday morning. Lots of sunshine, though, for your Sunday afternoon, with the high near 61 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Does 92.5 Fox News have a live stream? You bet. Go to rightallalong.net.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital. So why are we here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
Call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com.
I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Unfortunately, many drivers in Florida do not carry liability insurance or have limits of insurance that are insufficient to cover your injuries. Uninsured motorist is valuable coverage that you can purchase to protect you in those instances. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Fort Myers, Naples.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at GoodDealsAppliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Well, hello there. I am the Guitar Hotel. I have over 3,000 of the newest slot machines and nearly 200 table games with real cards and real dealers. Come experience my incredible lineup of restaurants, bars, and of course, Hard Rock Live. Or spend a day soaking up the sun in my 18 acres of poolside paradise. I can't wait to meet you. Visit hardrockholly.com to find out more.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Hey, this is Papa with Casey, Carrie, and Cody. And as most of you know, when Irma hit in September of 2017, thousands of people tried unsuccessfully to call a roofing company, but all the roofers were so overwhelmed they could not handle or even answer those calls. Now here we are, 4 years later, and many of those same people are still waiting to have their roofs repaired. So, we are implementing our proactive list. If you want to be on our list, call me for our free title inspection. Once we inspect your roof, you will be on the proactive list. If or when the next storm hits, you will have no need to call any roofer because we will be calling you automatically to see if you need help. We can offer emergency repairs and tarp service or whatever your roof requires. Call Papa now for our free title inspection, 945-2700. We believe it's wise to be proactive and it costs you nothing to join our list. Call Papa for our free title inspection at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. License number CCC 1326213.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
No, there's no way you would know about that. You made collect calls?
Well, I've never made them. I was just told, don't answer the phone because we'll get charged.
So you're old enough to remember about making collect calls, people making collect calls or receiving collect calls. Is that right? When did we stop making collect calls?
I don't know.
So without saying your age, say something a young person today wouldn't understand. It's just something that got brought up last hour, and a lot of people are texting 239-479-5592. Just having fun on this Friday. And somebody texted 1-800-COLLECT. And I remember collect calls, and I didn't know that Jake the millennial, as a millennial, is old enough to remember what that is. Collect calls. Somebody else said shake and bake. Do you know what shake and bake is?
Yeah, it's
not a football move.
No. It's when Ricky Bobby takes the lead. It's like a slingshot, shake and bake, baby. You know what I'm talking about?
No, that's not what it is either. All right, we're going to work on this. I know a lot of people are texting. Congressman Byron Donalds is joining us right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Look, it's Friday. It's just one of those days. So we were just talking about, and you don't even have to answer this if maybe you need some time for it. Without saying your age, can you say something a young person today wouldn't understand? It's been pretty funny on Twitter. Everybody's been putting this out. Somebody said curfew. Somebody said yellow pages. So we've been doing this morning. So how are you?
No, so I'm doing good. It's funny. I was in a meeting with a mixture of millennials and older voters.
Yeah.
And I brought up Tina Turner.
Tina Turner.
They were they had this look on their face like, who's that? And I started going through the song big wheels keep on turning, primary keep on. Bro, they were like, okay, I might have heard something about that.
Oh man, and there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's funny you brought that up because yesterday, the day before yesterday, I was playing "It's Only Love" by Bryan Adams, and the Bryan Adams song was a duet with Tina Turner. And I played the song, and my son was listening to the record. He's like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." And then he heard her sing. He's like, "Whoa!" And he's like, "Listen!" And he was like all taken back. And I was like, "Yeah." And so I had the chance to explain to him a little bit about Tina Turner. That's so funny you brought Tina Turner up today, because I was just explaining that to my son, and it was like, yeah, it's cool. I just like when you start talking about these things and with kids, and you know what it's like too with your kids, how you get to introduce them to new things and how fun that is. That's one of the things about being a dad that's so cool is introducing them to all things that they don't know, that you're excited, especially when you love it, right? Especially when you're excited about doing it. I mean, maybe like football, right?
Sometimes they get that because kids play that all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
When I was talking to them about DeLoreans and Indiana Jones, they were like, who?
Right.
And I'm like, okay, all right. Like,
Right.
I got to explain the DeLorean to him. And
Yeah, or you got to watch a movie, or you got to watch that gives you that's an opportunity to sit down and say, listen, just watch. Except maybe you don't want to watch Star Wars right now because I know a lot of kids they kind of think it's funny because the special effects are just not up to there. Right? Look at Jake's laughing. Right when you think of Star Wars and you show the special effects, it's like, what was that? That looks so goofy.
No. Drew, I'll tell you, and I think that I don't want to give Disney any reason to make more money. They'll probably figure this out on their own.
Yeah.
But if they ever decided to remake episodes 4, 5, and 6, and they did it right, they would make probably more money on that than anything they ever did.
Oh,
they really would.
Hey, listen, you got a little bit of Paul. Come on now, maybe there's some people you could
They
call.
probably would.
You got some
But
juice.
They got to do it right. They got to do it right.
Right.
They can't mess around. They can't screw it up, or else it'll be a revolt.
That's a great point. That is with all the remakes that they're doing, right? Every time you turn around, Disney's doing another remake. I mean, there was what was in the headlines recently. They're redoing Snow White, and somebody got upset about it. It wasn't I forget. There was an actor that's all upset about them redoing Snow White. But they're always doing these new the movies are bringing them back with different characters. Why not just wash clean what was 4, 5, and 6 in Star Wars? And just do it again. That's a great point.
But don't do the super woke stuff, Disney. Don't do that.
Well, they've already done it. It's too late.
And don't go down that road. It's not necessary. We know the storyline.
Right.
But we got to admit that the graphics and everything in A New Hope it's pretty bad. But for 79, it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was.
But
it was cutting edge. There were a lot of things and pretty amazing stuff. All right, a couple of things I wanted to talk to you this morning about. First of all, I know this is something that's here in the state of Florida, but I think it's important nationally, and especially when you consider what's going on with education right now. School Choice Week in the state of Florida and how important school choice is. Sometimes we just can't articulate that enough, the importance of school choice. And then even on a national level, when it comes to education and some of the things that we're seeing and hearing about with our kids and how parents are engaged. It's so nice. I mean, I hate that it's under these circumstances, but at the same time, that they are engaged in what's going on with their kids' education. It's great to see.
Well, I mean, look, our state has been a leader in the school choice movement for really about 28 years now. We've been a leader in the country on this. One of the reasons during what I've coined now the COVID migration, one of the key things that's happened during the COVID migration is that parents have sought Florida because not only were our schools open, but also because there's a lot of opportunities in our school. There's a lot of flexibility. Yeah. There's different places they can go, and people have really enjoyed that, and they've sought that out. Look, our current governor is governor in part because he was going to keep the school choice aspects of the tax credit scholarship, and Andrew Gillum was going to get rid of them.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why you had black voters in key areas were like, I'm voting for Ron DeSantis because they wanted to keep their kid in their school, that they had their school of choice. And so I think that this is going to continue to be a point that, Republicans have to stand on and not just say it in some silly campaign speech, but like actually do the policy, actually make sure it works. And I think that it's going to be a part of what we do as a conference and as a party, and it should be that way.
Yeah. Obviously, wanted to ask you about some of the news of the day, Supreme Court Justice Breyer and the retirement and how this all went down and how it was a retirement, but nobody knew about the retirement because he didn't say anything, but then they were saying something. But we all know that this was in the making because even in 2020, the discussion about getting out or when he was going to get out and all of this and the way that it's being handled now by the president and what he's talking about, what I guess maybe I would ask you on Capitol Hill, have you talked to people like what it's been like there and the discussion about this process and what it's going to be like? And boy, I hope it's not going to be as ugly as we saw with Kavanaugh. I mean, that was about as despicable a situation as could be when it comes to nominations and what we may see now moving forward, how this is just, I don't even want to say it, but is this going to be the norm? Like what we saw then with Kavanaugh? Is that like the new norm now?
No, it's not going to be like Kavanaugh because you have a Democrat president picking the person. So what's going to happen in the Senate is that the Republicans are going to, they're going to vet hard and try and ask the right questions. But what they're not going to do is dig up innocuous dirt and hold it and leak to the media instead of actually doing it through the normal channels. They're not going to try to trap this person in a lie. They're not going to try to make this person look awful and turn them into a spectacle. And also, the big media is not going to allow it. They won't even cover it. And any Republican senator that tries to do that, they're going to shame them. They're going to publicly shame them. And this is the reality when you have a Democrat get nominated for the court versus you have a Republican getting nominated for the court, especially with the Kavanaugh one, because it was, Trump's pick, and this is going to change the face of the court. And as far as the Democrats are concerned, if the court goes against them, then our democracy is forever damaged, or what the heck they like to talk about.
Right. Well,
so this process is probably going to be pretty smooth in the Senate, simply because you have a Democrat pick, and the Democrat groups aren't going to go oppose a Democrat pick.
Yeah, and I wonder how obviously the issue of race that's playing into this, how there are those on CNN already. You've got Don Lemon and others, and they've got these groups that get together and they're talking about how, you see all this coming, like, how are you possibly going to vote against? And they're almost like waiting for Republicans to push against who will be or what we will see as a black woman nominee, and saying, okay, try to push back because we already know what kind of angle we're going to take on this. And
I mean, they can do that.
Yeah,
they can do that, Drew. I mean, but here's the problem. The job of a Supreme Court justice is to interpret any law that is passed or any order against the lens of the United States Constitution. That's it. That's their job, is to rule on the constitutionality of acts by the federal government or by state governments. That's all they're supposed to do. But when they become activists and when they say that, oh, I'm going to uphold this or I'm going to uphold that, before they even sit and look at the actual case, that's the problem. And so if you have somebody that's literally going to say that and is emboldened to say it by big media and the liberal left, then the Republicans should vote against that nominee, no matter what the person's gender is or no matter what the person's race is.
Yeah, but I think the fear is that in the process, it's like any other process, Congressman, you know how it is. It's the process where if you just ask a question, as soon as they start to vet and ask the question of the nominee, and there we are, and it's on TV, and somebody says, in 2014, you made a judgment call. This was a case that came before you, and this was the decision that you made. Why did you make this decision in so-and-so versus so-and-so? And then they go through that. You know that the media is going to say, whoa, why are you saying that? Why are you doing that? They're already setting up that even in the process, they're going to make that. And the concern is that they're going to make it that the only reason why they're pushing back, or how dare you say that to a woman, or, how dare that whole thing being set up this way. It's just, I mean, I hope it's not, but it's going to be.
They're going to do that. But I think what, Republican senators need to understand is that in the Beltway, everybody will be talking that way. But in real America, nobody cares about that.
Right.
They just want the justices to interpret the laws and interpret the Constitution. That's it. And if you question somebody's judicial history, well, that's what you're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. But I think what everybody gets accustomed to, especially when it's a Republican president nominating Supreme Court justices, is that what they become are these spectacles about what some justice did when they were in high school, or they get bored. Or it's a situation what happened with Clarence Thomas, which, by the way, Joe Biden actually perpetrated on the national stage, which was frankly ridiculous and turned these hearings into the spectacle that they've become. We can thank Joe Biden for ruining another thing, because he's always wrong. He messes everything up. But this is what we've become accustomed to. And so it's gotten to the place where if you actually question somebody on their merits, that somehow you're being racist or you're being sexist, man, that's ridiculous. And if Republican senators play into that, then I got to question if they should be Republican senators anymore, because we can't have that. Yeah. You have to hold people accountable, no matter who they are, no matter what they look like. Because if we don't hold people accountable on the merits, then you're not going to have a system of justice that's going to work effectively and evenly for all Americans.
Yeah. Congressman Byron Donalds joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. You've been to the border. You've seen and witnessed for yourself what has been going on there. And again, how many times we together have mentioned this. Just because it's not in the headlines doesn't mean it's gone away. And now it is in the headlines. You probably saw some of the video that's out there. Even some of the, I guess it was not undercover, but it was somebody with a body cam on there in New York, and how they're just shocked, absolutely shocked by what is happening with the movement of these illegals. And here we go, the buses that are picking them up and then taking them to an airport to be dropped off who knows where. Word has it that even in Miami, we're talking about illegals being dropped off, and what this administration is doing. You've seen some of, and obviously for yourself, you obviously are as appalled as we are. It's incredible how the discussion about, Ukraine, Russia, and protecting borders, but we don't even protect our own.
Well, I mean, look, first of all, our southern border continues to be a problem. It's got to get fixed. Joe Biden's not going to fix it. He's not going to. If he was going to fix it, he'd have done it already. He has no interest to, in part because of what you're seeing now in New York and in California, where they're going to allow non-citizens to vote. This has been the Democrat plan all along. They always try to say, oh, that's crazy. We just want people to have a better opportunity. But now in New York and California, they are doing the thing that we all knew that they were going to do. That's number one. Now, real quick, and so it's got to be fixed. But here's the problem. Yeah. After we take back the House, that's when we're going to really be able to dig into this stuff and hold real investigations and hold real hearings to understand the depths that the administration has taken the country to, with just allowing the borders to be wide open.
Yeah, and we're gonna do it, right? We're gonna do this, right, Congressman? We're gonna do it, right?
No, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that.
Yeah, all right, because people are. Let's be honest, people are worried about that. Tough talk. It's all talk until you see it. We want action. People want things to be investigated. We want to see all of this happen and come to fruition, and we just hope that it will. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. And I understand why everybody's concerned, because, look, in the past, Republicans have always said, oh, give us the majority and we do something, we'll do something.
Yep.
And then they get the majority and they're like, oh, we can't do anything.
Right.
Well, and so, the talk I've been having with other members, and this has been a lot of members having these conversations, like, if we have a majority and we don't do anything with it, why would Republican voters and voters in general help us take back the White House?
Right.
Like, we have to demonstrate what we're about. We have to show that to the people. Yeah. And don't be afraid of I made a comment the other day that I had a town hall meeting a couple of days ago. Here's the comment I made. The comment I made was, I want Joe Biden to veto our bills. I want him to veto them. Because, first of all, Joe Biden's got no credibility anyway. So if he says no to something and he's wrong about everything, then that causes the American people to be like, well, wait a minute, this dude's always wrong and he's saying no to that. Well, maybe that's actually right. You know what I mean? So I think we should be having these conversations as opposed to just sitting back and be like, oh, well, we don't want to put our ideas because the media is they're gonna bash us. Well, the media is gonna bash us no matter what we do.
Yep.
So the heck with them, just go do it. Now, real quick, to the Ukraine.
Yeah.
I know that obviously, and you brought it up, a lot of people are like, if we can't secure our own borders, why are we worried about Ukraine? Ukraine has a strategic importance with respect to geopolitics right now. Because of the disaster that was Afghanistan, what was demonstrated to our adversaries was Joe Biden's weakness and his unwillingness to protect, frankly, Americans on the ground, and also to maintain different areas that we had gained. So now Vladimir Putin is looking at Joe Biden. He sees a paper tiger, and he's like, well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and go get Ukraine, which is what I wanted to do before, and he wants to go get it all. If we don't stand up to that, what's going to happen is the Chinese are going to turn full focus to Taiwan. Taiwan is of major economic and geopolitical and military importance to the United States. And so what's happening right now is you're having the largest game of street politics in our generation, basically. It's happening right now in front of our eyes.
Yeah.
And if we don't stand firm against Russia, it's only going to further embolden the Chinese and the Iranians. And and history is pretty clear on this stuff.
Yeah.
If you don't deal with the bullies on the block early, you're going to have to deal with them late. And when you're dealing with them late, it only causes more harm and more casualties. And unfortunately, more American blood is spilt in the process.
Yeah, I just worry what that looks like for this administration, an administration that decided to take the sanctions away on Nord Stream while shutting down the Keystone, already showing the weakness there. So It almost feels like it's all bluster, beside the fact that he has a conversation the president does with Zelensky, the leader there in Ukraine. It was a phone call. All right, let's see some transcripts. How about we get to see exactly what was said? What was the talk?
No. You only get to see those transcripts if Donald Trump is president of the United States.
Yeah. I mean, but
there's nobody to
right.
lead
But that's the point, right? Isn't that the point? Yeah, it doesn't work the other way. It's incredible. You had the president of the United States now, who in 2020 was screaming about transcripts. We need to see it. We need to open everything up, and not believing that it was going to happen. And when it did, we saw that what the phone call was and what it wasn't. And now, what about now? Why don't we get to see that?
Listen, Joe Biden is a dumpster fire of a president. I'm sorry, folks, but it's bad. And even Democrats know it's bad. You know what I mean? I just saw a clip of some guys who, they're in hip hop culture. They're not Republicans, and they're literally like, man, can we get Trump back?
Was that Charlemagne? That was Charlemagne, right? Charlemagne. By the way, for those that don't know who Charlemagne is, Charlemagne was the individual who asked Joe Biden when Biden made the comment about if you don't vote for me and you're Democrat, then you ain't black. That comment, that was Charlemagne that he was talking to in that conversation. So now he's saying, did he say that? He said, "Where's Trump?" Oh, did I lose him? Did we lose the congressman? We did. We lost him. Okay. There he goes. All right. Congressman Byron Donalds joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line, streaming live. DrewSteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching and subscribing to the podcast. We got Michael Pelka coming up in just a little bit. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
The news you need. The host you trust. Getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Had a chance to visit A Locksmith, their showroom in North Naples. And Andrew is the owner. He is a fantastic guy. Get a chance to talk to him. He's a former police officer and an expert on home security. Maybe you have some needs like a safe, a Liberty safe. They are the only Liberty safe dealer in Collier County. And I don't know if you know, but A Locksmith is the oldest locksmith in Collier County and comes with a stellar reputation for professional quality and service. Their staff licensed, bonded, and insured and available. And 100% satisfaction is always guaranteed. Their employees are great. No contractors. They have all their employees there, and they are always professional, on time, serving Collier and Southern Lee counties. So if you're looking for your next Liberty safe, you want to go to A Locksmith. They have 2 Naples showroom, one in North Naples, across from Mercado, and one in the city of Naples, just north of Mooring Line Drive on US 41. Or if you want to find out more, visit alocksmithnaples.com.
Plumbing nerds, we're just smarter than you've heard. Give us a call, we'll fix you up. Anytime, day or night, if your plumbing's just not right. Give us a call, we'll fix you up. Plumbing nerds, we're just smarter than you've heard. Give us a call, we'll fix you up. If your drains are neat and clean and your toilet's acting weird, give us a call, we'll fix you up. Plumbing nerds, smarter plumbing solutions.
Sales desk, Marty speaking.
Marty, it's all about you in 2022.
About me?
Well, not you per se, but car shoppers who want a great deal from Victory Lane Chevrolet.
They can get a deal here.
Okay, can they get 1.9% for 72 months on new and used?
No, they can't.
So you can't deal like Victory Lane?
I guess not.
Can you deal an additional $1,000 off new Chevys with a trade-in?
No.
Sounds like you can't deal with anything, Marty.
You know what I can't deal with? Your voice.
Marty can't deal. Start the new year in a new ride from Victory Lane Chevrolet. Get 1.9 APR for 72 months on all new and used vehicles in stock. Plus an additional $1,000 off any new Chevy in stock when you trade in your vehicle. Plus our goal of 100% credit approval. Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online, VictoryLaneChevrolet.com. All offers on in-stock vehicles with approved credit. Offers cannot combine. See dealer for details at 13122.
Are you looking to build a boat dock, boat lift, or a seawall? Hello, I'm Jimmy Williamson of Williamson Brothers Marine Construction. My brother Joe and I, along with our children, represent the fourth generation of a tradition that began with my grandfather back in 1967. And it's a tradition of building something that you can be proud to put your name on. If you need a boat dock, boat lift, or seawall, call Williamson Brothers at 844-WB-BUILT. Our docks, boat lifts, and seawalls are constructed with materials that pass the test of time. We only use stainless steel fasteners, marine-grade aluminum boat lifts, and the strongest deck board in the industry, Wear Deck. It's the last deck board you will ever need. And lastly, our seawalls. We build them with enough concrete and steel that they come with a lifetime warranty. If you need a boat dock, boat lift, or a seawall, call Williamson Brothers at 844-WB-BUILT or online at WBDocks.com. That's WBDocks.com.
Tell you about my water heater?
Not lately.
Supposed to take it for granted, right?
Well...
until it stops working, which it did.
Been taking care of it, though, right?
What?
Professionally flushed out every year?
Nobody told me that!
I thought everyone knew
What
that.
else don't I know about water heaters?
Dave.
Have to scrape off the barnacles?
Dave.
Next you'll tell me I need to change the timing belt and upgrade the firmware just so I can enjoy my rainfall shower head with water that's maybe just a little warmer than actual rain!
Dave, so what's the best case scenario?
Best case? Okay, I make one call, someone comes out and fixes my water heater today. Maybe comes back to do that maintenance stuff.
That's best?
Well, yeah, but...
That's best. Best Home Services. They always have 4 plumbing trucks standing by waiting for last-minute calls.
They do all the...
Yes, they do.
GetBest.com. When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
So I can't take my water heater for granted?
Or your air conditioner.
What?!
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato's Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Heading out right now on your morning drive, Alligator Alley, we're dealing with some activity off to the side of the road in the westbound direction right before you get to State Road 29. That's at mile marker 76. You'll see cones and barrels blocking off some law enforcement vehicles with flashing lights on the right-hand shoulder right now, and slight delay on that stretch of 75. Just want to be extra cautious out there. Also dealing with a crash right near Windmill Village in North Fort Myers on Littleton Road, just to the west of US 41 North Cleveland Avenue. And heading through Collier County, a crash near Naples High School at Golden Eagle Circle off of Golden Gate Parkway, so some delays in both directions of Golden Gate between 41 and Goodlet Frank Road. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Will be mainly dry for your Friday and a mix of sun and clouds. Look for a few showers arriving after sunset and into the overnight time frame as a strong front begins to push through the area. Temperatures today back into middle 70s, but we have a big time cool down for this upcoming weekend. Saturday we'll be feeling the chill, waking up to near 50 degrees, but we'll only be topping off in the upper 50s by the afternoon. That'll be coupled with a blustery wind out of the north and west. By Sunday morning, under a clear sky, we really cool things down. In fact, we're looking at the coldest morning we've seen in about 4 years, with temperatures plummeting into low and middle 30s. Frosty conditions expected for your Sunday morning. Lots of sunshine, though, for your Sunday afternoon, with the high near 61 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
When listening to the radio in your car, remember to always drive on the right side of the road. Keep it here on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Steven Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Hey, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. I'm inviting you to visit our just opened new location in Fort Myers on Colonial Boulevard by Winkler Avenue. We've relocated from Daniels and I-75. It's the ultimate sports bar with TV stacked to a high ceiling, huge indoor seating area, and large outdoor porch. And still the best food in town. Enjoy the area's best ribs, burgers, chicken wings, and Chicago-style deep dish pizza. Stevie Tomatoes isn't just a sports bar. We're striving to be the sports bar in Naples, Cape Coral, and now on Colonial Boulevard by Winkler Avenue in Fort Myers. Stevie Tomatoes. Come for the food, stay for the sports, and fun. Just come, come, come.
Steven Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
People who suffer with back or neck problems, whether that's pain, numbness, or weakness, deal with something that can be frustrating. Pain wears us down. It can affect our relationships with family and friends. It's not fun to be around someone who's always complaining about their backs. Don't resign yourself to having to live with pain. In my office, Johnston Spinal Care, I successfully treat the worst of the worst, those who get injections, nerve-burning procedures, or even surgery. And now they're back, golfing and living life. If there's a treatment that is extremely effective for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, or neuropathy, wouldn't you want to see if it can help you? Non-surgical spinal decompression is now in Southwest Florida. Safe and painless, more than just a temporary fix, long-lasting relief that can finally heal the condition, regardless of age. Take the time right now to call my Medicare-friendly office for a no-charge telephone consultation about spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and get ready because it's time once again. Next Friday, Oaks Farm Seed to Table. We do our first Friday live broadcast, and we love being out there and love seeing you there for the show, 6 to 9 a.m. They open up an hour earlier so that you can come in and enjoy some great breakfast and so much more. Maybe do some shopping while you're there as well. And you know how awesome Seed to Table is and what a great place it is to shop. We hope to see you there. Oaks Farm Seed to Table, our first Friday broadcast, 6 to 9 a.m. at the corner of Immokalee and Livingston Road in Naples. Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
Women frequently find themselves at the forefront during life's most challenging times, such as divorce or the loss of a loved one. Making wise, long-term decisions can feel intimidating. At FindMark, we educate women and their partners on managing their financial affairs together. Wise decision-making is essential. We can help. With locations in Naples, Fort Myers, Bonita Springs, and Estero, and online at findmarkbank.com.
It's time for the Lovers Key Boat Show Market and Seafood Fest. Boats, arts and crafts, seafood, and a new bistro-style beer garden. Our dog-friendly show is this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 9 to 5. Parking's free, the beer's cold, and the seafood's fresh. Get your tickets online or at the door. Get out of the house. Come on out into the sunshine. Support your local charities. LoversKeyNauticalMarket.com.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
I was going to say, because the timing seems kind of suspect. It seems like no, it is, right? Well, I mean, that's the whole point. It's like, it seems, but I mean, I don't know if it's definitely suspect that way, but the timing is curious.
So the president of the United States is going to Pittsburgh today because he wants to get out of the bubble. And golly bob howdy, a bridge collapses. Thank God no one was killed. A snow-covered bridge collapses as the president's about to land there and talk about infrastructure needs.
Mike Opelka joining us, pureopelka.com. It's Friday, and it's always exciting to have Mike on with us because there's a lot of things to dig into and a little bit of fun, including we're going to have to throw his way the question du jour. That means the question of the day. Without saying your age, say something a young person today wouldn't understand. Keep that under your hat, because we got other things to. Do you wear a hat? I don't even know if it's. I mean, is that rude of me to say to keep it under your hat? I don't know if you're wearing a hat. You may hate hats.
You might be appropriating hat culture if you're doing that. You could be canceled for doing. I'm still mad at Peter Dinklage, and nobody has yelled at him for his misconceptions of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I'm sure you talked about that a little bit.
Well, I didn't know who it was. I mentioned it a little while ago. Well, okay, so we had Congressman Byron Donalds on last break, and I brought it up because he was talking about Disney, and he was saying that it would be a great idea for Disney to take Star Wars Episode 4, 5, and 6, wash it clean, and if they're going to do a remake those and do it right. And so, and then make believe that the other ones never happened, and then you can. And it was kind of an interesting proposition, being that Disney remakes and changes everything. But I guess this story is the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Snow White is going to be Latinx. See what I did there? No. Okay. No,
yeah,
right?
But only 2% of the Latin population likes Latinx.
I think it's less than that. But anyway.
Or Latinx, as my friend Chris calls it.
So
Latinx.
So that's part of the remake. But Peter Dinklage is, and I always know the guy. I don't know anywhere else but Elf. That's the only place I know him from. I don't know the other stuff. But go ahead.
Game of Thrones. He's like a huge deal.
I know, but I've never watched Game of Thrones. Even Jake.
Neither did I, but I read, and he's the biggest guy in the world of small actors. I'm just saying.
Okay.
In terms of vertically challenged actors, rude, he is the biggest.
Rude.
No, it's not rude. It's accurate. And he came out in this profanity-laced tirade against Disney. He's very lefty, by the way. He's a really far left guy.
Well, isn't everybody in Hollywood? Well, most of everybody.
No. Jon Voight.
Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, not everybody. But go ahead.
All right. So Dinklage goes on this tirade saying that, well, I got to give Disney props. They have a Latina going to play the role of Snow White, but at the same time, you still have the Seven Dwarfs, and it's kind of weird because they're all living in a cave. And I'm like, no, they lived in a house together, and the dwarfs went off to work in the mine, which happens to be in a cave. Remember, hi ho,
right?
And they go marching out. So nobody's called them out on that because they didn't live in a cave. And now we're going to get back to the discussion of what did Trevor Noah call it? Rapey. Snow White's kind of rapey because she gets poisoned by the poison apple from the evil queen. And then the prince comes in and kisses her and she survives. But she didn't give her permission to be kissed. Well, she couldn't. She was dead.
Well, there's that part of the story. It's hard to, sometimes it's hard to explain to people how that works. But I guess, and there was another Disney story, right? Which is kind of it's a story, but it's a non-story. What is it? Stella McCartney now for the 50th anniversary or something of Minnie Mouse. They took the polka dot skirt and now she's wearing pantsuits or something like. Is that what it is?
Yeah, big deal. Minnie Mouse got a new outfit. So she's got a pantsuit.
Well,
maybe she's feeling like she's not all her pretty self that day, and she doesn't want to wear the skirt. She wants to wear pants. Go ahead, leave her. Why is that a problem?
You know what the problem is. Do you want me to say? Do you want me to say it?
Hillary Clinton will show up in that Minnie Mouse pantsuit and we'll all be vomiting on her shoes.
I'm really offended personally.
Okay, stop it. No. Well, obviously you know what it is because it's just. It seems like everything is gone woke, and that's what it is. And what's the next step? And there's always this creep of a little bit here, a little bit there, and next thing you know, somebody's got a beard that typically doesn't have one, kind of thing. It's like that kind of. Well, you know what I'm saying.
If Minnie grows a beard, then it's game over.
Well, why not? I mean, if we're going to be honest, that's what we're talking about, right?
No, we're not. It's pants. It's a pantsuit.
Well, but I'm just saying what I'm saying. What the next step would be.
Wait. Does your wife have a pantsuit?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
Probably.
Yeah, okay.
But my wife's not Minnie Mouse. My wife doesn't. It's a cartoon. Well, I mean, it's
exactly.
But the clothes are iconic. That's the whole point. Right. That's part of the whole thing. It's iconic. It's
all right. Look,
yeah.
If you want to get upset about,
I'm not upset.
Clothing for cartoon characters. Yeah. Let's get pants on Winnie the Pooh and Donald Duck.
Well, there is that. Okay, moving on. All right, and Mike Opelka joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. All right, let's see. Where else do you want to go today? What other stories are tickling that fancy of yours?
Well, I do want to. I have not spent money on a politician since George W. Bush was in office. I literally have not given money to any politician since that time. But this morning, I actually bought a pair of the pound sand flip-flops that your governor has put on.
That was one of the best trolls. Once again, trolling of Dr. Fauci. We played the audio yesterday, the 1-minute spot, which is pretty much the flip-flopping of I was almost going to say Joe Biden. Sometimes they all flip-flop. It was Dr. Fauci and the flip-flopping. And so the governor on his website has, what is it? It's flip for Fauci is what it says on the flip-flop. And then.
But on the bottom, it says Fauci can pound sand. So I might have bought a couple of pairs. You'll see them at CPAC.
Oh, okay, good. I can't wait to see them. Good. Can you get me a pair where you have it? No, I don't know what the price is, but no, don't.
Oh,
listen. My wife would discourage you from doing it, not just because of the purchasing that we could do as well as you can, and that would not be nice, but also because of the fact that she did say, quote, yesterday, I think it was a day before yesterday, that I have troll feet. That my toes should not be. Yes, she did. She said it, and I will call her right now if I have to. What? Why is Jake looking at
Flintstone feet? Like
no, I don't have Flintstone. I happen to think that my toes are fantastic. Like my toes are like little fingers. They're beautiful. She says I have troll feet, and troll toes is the way she put it. Which then trolls probably have beautiful toes, but that's not the way she looks at it.
Wow. First, you offend Peter Dinklage, and now you're offending the troll.
How did I offend the Dinklage? Just because I don't know any other program that he's been in besides Elf. All right. As we move on from here, pivoting.
There is a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about, and we could almost do a daily segment on The View and all the awful things they say. Yeah. But I'm afraid it would get people watching them, even if it's like, remember how we used to watch Al Sharpton's Daily Show? Because just to see him screw up, because he had a live show on MSNBC. And they finally realized that all of us in conservative talk radio were watching it to get all of the Sharpton teleprompter scripts, like resist we much, and all that stuff. And so they moved him to weekends, and it's now on tape, so there's never a screw up. But The View is now just every day. It's an attack. Yesterday, they basically said that Clarence Thomas was a race traitor. Oh. I don't know if you saw that. No. One of the smartest guys ever to be on the Supreme Court, one of the greatest patriots in this country. They called him a race traitor because he doesn't vote like a black judge. He doesn't vote with it. You're not supposed to see color when you're a justice on the Supreme Court.
Or anything else for that matter, but we digress.
But between that and the University of Pennsylvania trans swimmer, I don't know if you've delved into this story, the new breaking news overnight.
No.
Leah Thomas is the name this person wants to be called. Swims as a female, still physiologically a male, and likes to walk around the locker room with the twig and berries exposed.
Oh gosh.
And the other women in the locker room are like tired of it, and they're starting to complain. But the NCAA is petitioning its governing body to add another spot in the national championships that are about to come up, because they're saying that Leah Thomas may have cost a biological female a chance at the national title.
Huh.
So they're basically admitting that this has cost someone a shot at another real woman a shot at the national title. So if they add one more, to me, that's an admission of guilt. And if I'm any other swimmer, I'm suing.
Right. Well, yes. Because something has to happen, Mike. Something has to take. There has to be a shift in order for this to change. But because something that everybody sees. Well,
I hope so.
Yeah.
We don't want to see what's in the
I don't mean the
locker room,
C's, right? I don't mean that C's. I mean the other part of it. All right, hold on a second. There you go. Yeah, let's see. Okay, that's well.
Thank you.
All right.
SpaceX. You love the SpaceX, Elon Musk's company. Are you a big fan like me?
Yeah.
He's going to crash a rocket into the moon on March 6th.
Now that's what Jake said, and I said I haven't heard the story. I only heard the story about the guy who won the raffle for SpaceX out of Florida, but he can't go because he's overweight. He's like he's 300+ pounds, and it's a 250 max, and so he had to give his ticket away, which explains why William Shatner was on the blue thing there instead of SpaceX. Sorry.
Wow, you think Shatner's over 2.5?
No. Well, yes.
Okay, maybe. Yeah, that guy was an airline pilot, by the way, who's 330 pounds, and he bought the raffle tickets, and he won it and gave it to his old college buddy, who got to go up into space because Fatty Fat couldn't miss the later time.
You can't say that. That's not. That's okay. Anyway, so what about the crashing into the moon thing? What's this about?
It's all about science. You know, we early in our space days, we were crashing things into the moon too. We were flying things unmanned to understand how things would go. So I just wonder if this is an indicator that Elon is going to be doing more and more on the moon. At the same time, Toyota has announced that by 2040, not that far off, by the way, they will have a lunar rover. And they've got pictures of. They've already designed it, and they're working with the Japanese government. So I'm just excited that in our lifetimes, hopefully, we'll be able to see actual additional traffic on the moon, maybe even consumer traffic on the moon. I think that'd be fascinating.
Let's hope that the Toyota vehicle doesn't look like a Prius. I'm just saying, not that I don't like Prius, but we got to be a little more creative than that. I'm just,
Well, It looks like the front end of a AWACS aircraft on 6 wheels.
Oh, all right. So
it's, with the big dish on top and without the wings.
All right.
But it's pretty cool. But the Toyota's Lunar Cruiser. It's all over the media today. You should be able to see it. It's very cool.
Nice. All right, a little update on a story from yesterday.
Breaking news. A bombshell.
It's not a bombshell. It's just an update. It's not a breaking. Okay. On the Neil Young radio thing, everybody was saying Neil Young's getting taken off Spotify. This is awesome. Remember, he sold his publishing $110 million or whatever it was. And so who cares? He's getting paid. It doesn't matter. He's got nothing to lose. Well, there's 2 updates to the story. One is the update that you had talked about, which is there's a filling of the void happening. He may not be on Spotify, but he's going to be someplace else.
Yeah, and my spidey senses are tingling on this story.
Yeah.
And they were from day one, because prior to this week, who was talking about Neil Young?
Leonard Skinner.
Yeah, maybe. And even then, they're like, he's done. Maybe people that are fans of Neil's first wife, who he left to go for after 30 plus years to go marry Daryl Hannah. Maybe those people. Nobody was talking about Neil Young. So suddenly Neil Young, who's got nothing going on, I'm thinking, did he get a call from Sirius to say, hey, Neil, we'd like to put a Neil Young channel on our service? And he goes, that'd be cool, but I have this pesky Spotify deal. It's not giving me much money. And is there any way you could get out of it? Well, maybe if they throw me off, if I give them an ultimatum.
I see.
I'm just
Is that
saying,
what you're thinking?
As a conspiracy theorist, instantly after Neil Young gets thrown off, the ink is smearing on the press release being shoved out there saying, oh, looky here, he's going to be on Sirius XM. So there's no way that Spotify was going to dump the biggest guy they have.
Right. Well, there's also and there's also another part of the story, which I mentioned because I talked about publishing, obviously. As a published songwriter myself, I know how the publishing side of the business works, but I didn't realize that $110 million was for half of his publishing. So he still is collecting when the songs are being played. It's not like he's given it up completely. So he still has something to gain by it being played. It's not like a one-off. So there's that part of the story as well.
That's always interesting to me, the whole publishing and songwriting thing, and that's why everybody says,
Oh, it's fantastic. And I'll tell you,
song.
and I talked about this yesterday. We got to leave. Jake, go ahead and play the music. But yeah, I mentioned it yesterday that, the one thing about publishing is even in times of trouble, even when inflation hits, even if the stock market crashes, you got to pay the royalties. And listen, if you buy somebody's publishing, that money's still coming in. It's a great investment. Just saying, it's like, it's guaranteed. You can't be like, yeah, no, I'm not going to pay you publishing. Yeah, you're not going to get your royalties. No, you have to get paid. So yeah, so to have that is not a bad deal.
No, it's not.
And
I think Paul McCartney still owns the Notre Dame fight song. So every time
that's
Notre
not
Dame
true.
scores
That's not true. Is that true?
Look it up. I think it is.
Really? I will look that up. Not that I don't trust you. You have the most trusting face in radio.
I've got so many things I could.
Okay, we got to go. We got to go.
We're out of time.
We got to go. Bye-bye. All right, there he goes. Mike Opelka, pureopelka.com. All right, Casey Sherman's got your forecast. Have a fantastic weekend.
A cloudier start to the day, but we'll see more sunshine as we head into the later morning and early afternoon time frame with some high-level clouds building late in the day. Look for a few showers arriving after sunset tonight. Temperatures top off near 75 degrees today. A strong front on the way, pushing through tonight. We wake up to 50 degrees for your Saturday. Windy and chilly for tomorrow at the high of only 59 degrees under increasing sunshine. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Whether you're commuting to the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right.